episode of Jeremy's Angels. With me tonight, as always, my bestie, Dana Marie. Ready to talk some evil tonight?
I'm ready, ready as I'll ever be. Thanks for
Awesome.
having me as always.
Oh, yeah, I wouldn't dream of not having you with me on this great adventure.
Aw, same here.
We got Mo Biggs in the chat tonight. He was first. Hail to you, Mo Biggs. Hail to you. Yeah, we're going to get into some season two. Well, we're going to finish out season two tonight so we can get through season three and get ready for season four. I'm
I'm
so
so
excited.
excited.
I'm going to
I'm just
unpin
ready.
you.
I'm ready for something new. Aren't you? I'm ready for some new evil.
Oh, yeah. I mean, after you've seen these episodes so many times, it just really makes you want more.
It really does.
So let's see. We are doing episode 11, 12, and 13, I believe, tonight. So I'm going to get ready to pull those screenshots up. And I believe our first episode is I is for IRS.
Yes, this episode was very, very interesting.
Yeah, I know some people are not a fan of this episode. Um, and really even after this episode, because as I watched through, Kristen did, I think, decide to be bad again later. On like the last episode of the season, she decides to kiss again. I was like, oh, I thought you got rid of all that when you got your exorcism.
Yeah,
No,
I thought so too, but
not
we're
quite.
back to Dirty Kristen.
Yep, she just can't quite shake it in season two. I don't know. They really played her up as a bad guy a little bit. Let's see, get these shared real quick. Fingers crossed.
Yep. And just before we get started, I want to congratulate you on your awesome 72 subscribers. And I just want to tell you how absolutely proud I am of you. And we are just so excited for you. And congrats.
Oh, thank you, Dana. You didn't have to do that. You know you're gonna make me blush. Hey,
No,
Sluggy.
I know firsthand how hard you worked. I've been there. I've seen what you've done, and I am your biggest fan. I'm not just your bestie. I am a fan, and
No,
you're
that's too
just doing
kind.
great things.
Thank you, sweetie. And I mean, I wouldn't do it without the awesome support of you, of course. You are with me all the way. And some of you guys in the chat, too. All you guys in the chat and behind the scenes. You all know who you are. Ravener, all you guys. Jeremy, Snugs, Bitey, all you guys. Love you so much. Thank you for hanging out with us tonight. But yeah, we got some season two to wrap up. And with that, we got our Book of Terrible Things. Our I is for IRS, and I actually like this one because I mean the IRS is pretty terrifying for most people. Most government
It
is terrifying, so
really
yeah.
is. I don't think normal people like the IRS, let alone anybody else.
And we will find out how powerful the IRS truly is.
You know, if you
Who?
could make the Catholic Church come,
Yeah, to
quiver a
its
little bit,
knees. I know,
you
right?
got some power.
That's what I was gonna say. What's got more power, God or the IRS? We're gonna find out.
Pretty much.
So yeah, they're gonna get ready to start their. Let's see, are they doing the assessment or is this to? Oh yeah, because they get the IRS lady. They get called in because the church is gonna help the IRS. Hey Sophia, what is up, honey? Glad to see you hanging out tonight. We just getting started. So yeah, they're gonna have to do. They don't know what's going on, but of course, as always, we got another case, another Scooby mission to go on. Here we go. So they
Yep.
get ready to talk to this IRS lady, and they're going to try to basically the IRS is going to use the church to help disprove another religion. A satanic church is what is it? Their tax exempt status they're trying to get, I
Y-
believe.
yes. And I believe when it starts, David's like looking at Kristen and is like, I don't know. the the or the bishop said it's somebody scarier than, the devil or something. Like he made some comment. Like, and
Yeah,
they're like, I wonder who they could be talking about. And in rolls the IRS lady.
I know, right? It was pretty terrifying. I was like, oh no. And she goes over what the criteria is in order for you to get that tax exempt status as a church or a faith, if you're trying to establish that. And one is you must focus on worship, so you must have kind of your own doctrine.
Mm-hmm.
And it goes through and shows like examples of these different churches and stuff that may have things like that.
Yeah, the Matrix, the like Church of the Jedi. I was dying when I was seeing that. And they actually exist. If you look them up, they're real. They're real.
Hey, Buddha Cafe. Well, what's up, hun? Thank you for joining us. And welcome, BK. How you doing, hun?
All right.
There he is. There's our third angel.
Angel, she's never coming back. Damn. that was bad. I'm gonna change it if BK does decide to join us. We might change the Angels theme up a little bit now. But yeah, we're gonna work on that. He's I can't believe
What? There's nothing wrong with it.
I'm an angel. I'm an angel.
There you go.
Okay.
You're our angel.
As long as you're happy with it. But yes, welcome, BK. Betray King. I'm sorry. I always call him BK.
My likeness is a little off, but other than that,
It's close. We'll be all right.
But no, thank you, BK, for doing this with us and helping us get through this. We appreciate it.
And we know
So-
BK loves the show too. So I mean, he's been one of the guys behind the scenes helping us kind of get a lot of the material together. And as far as like some of the just things with the actors and just all kinds of little things that we needed to know, he really did help with that, even with letting us know more about season 4 coming out and some of the stuff. I mean, he posts stuff all the time in Jeremy's Discord, guys, so if you haven't gone there, please check it out.
I'm being outed as a nerd.
No, you're being outed as awesome.
The best kind.
Well, you're welcome.
But yeah, we just started and we're getting into the criteria to get tax exemption from the IRS. Did you see? You got even Star Wars has a religion.
That was great when I saw that. All I did was think of Steve. Like Steve was probably like one of the main members of it.
May he rest in peace.
Yes.
Well.
Oh, look at all that money. Why couldn't we be that lucky?
I know, right? So yes, number 2 criteria must not be making money. Interesting.
I know, right?
Must not be making money.
Big question mark there.
Big old tray there collecting.
I
just showed them burning the money.
Yep. Must not be making money. Isn't that like the biggest thing the Catholic Church does is make money?
I know, they kind of like looked at the pastor and was like, we're just gonna go over that. It's fine. It's whatever.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, we're not gonna worry about that. Yeah, I know, right? And number 3 must be legal. You cannot do anything that is against the law. I'm just gonna leave it at that. No murders.
Yeah.
Must not be political. Another one that seems interesting.
It's like, is it just me, or are they basically describing everything the Catholic Church is?
A little bit. They definitely trying to hint at it.
Thought so. Just wanted to make sure.
They want to make you think about it, Dana. They're not saying that the Catholic Church is evil like that. They're just letting you think. Questioning. Like Kristen loves to do. That's what her and Ben are there for. They question. Find the answers. So this is going to be an interesting case for them because really, I mean, you're basically just using them to stop another religion from being founded. Whether it's a good, I'm not saying it's, the Satanic Church, it's good or bad. It's just funny thinking that they're going to stop it through this.
Yeah. Pretty much. I can't agree with you more than that.
Here's the church. It doesn't look like much on the outside. Just wait till you get in there, guys. You're gonna love it. I know the guys will.
With their sticky note on the door.
Yeah. And
It was great.
he's not the pastor, he's kind of like the CEO, in my opinion. I forget what exact title he's given.
Oh, he is such a tool. He is
Yeah,
such
he
a
is.
douchebag.
But he reminds me of, because the other guy's kind of like the pastor, the religious dude, and then he's kind of like the business side of it. Because he really doesn't believe in what they're trying to do faith wise. It is all money for him.
Yeah, as are most organized religions.
As you can see by their lovely T-shirts on the side that they are selling for profit.
I know. It's great.
Kristen plays him. The poor guy just doesn't even know what he's getting into.
Just look at him. He has such a douchebag smile. Like, I just wanted to smack him this whole episode.
Oh yeah. Look, they got all kind of T-shirts, and I'm not gonna lie, the bestseller I actually do like. Did you get a picture of just that one? It's up here on the wall too. You kind of see it. But,
no, I didn't. I don't know if I did.
It was just because this kind of got that 50s like advertisement style to it, and so I liked it.
Like your game.
Yeah, it's like I think it's this one. Yeah, it's like in the middle-ish, sort of. Yeah, right down here. Okay, yeah, there we are. Okay. So, I'm trying to remember what it said too. Well, yes, I do support Satan or something like that. I don't remember. It was just the guy, like it's more the 50s advertisement dude that I loved on it.
Yes, it raises more questions than answers.
Yes, Sophia. Why would the IRS go to the Catholic Church to investigate another religion? Yeah, institution. Yeah, questions. See, lots of questions tonight. May get some answers. We'll see. Oh, there it is. Yes. Well, yes, I do work for Satan. This one, yeah, I like this one. It's like their bestseller too. I don't know. I love it. It gives me BioShock vibes. I'm into it.
Yes, thank you. I couldn't think of your game name, but yes, that is very BioShock-ish.
Yes, it gives me those vibes, and I appreciate it.
Don't worry, I'll get you that as your Christmas gift.
Oh God, you probably will.
You know I will. It's just gonna show up in an Amazon box.
Yeah, I know, right?
She's gonna open it up like, she said she was gonna get me this for Christmas.
I'd wear it. It's fine.
I know you would.
And wear it to the school meeting, parent-teacher conference. Perfect attire. No, just kidding. Let me in the door.
Describes everything.
This is their pamphlet. You can see you can kind of see over here to the side, they got a nice family picnic environment. Satan is investing in you. It's so funny looking at this pamphlet. It's supposed to be a satanic church, and I love it because we're going to find out just how infuriating this is to real Satanists in the show. I don't know about in the real world, but in the show.
Yeah. When I broke down the stories, I put that in his story, which we'll see next, because it just flowed a little better when we were talking about Leland. So yeah, you get to see his reaction, and it's priceless.
And yeah, that guy that we were looking at earlier, Graham, that is his name, Graham. He is chief of operations. That is who he is.
I don't know, BK, you want to run and go join the satanic church? You know, it's all about fun and friends.
Oh yeah, I'm in. That's why I like the show. I hope it's just like an OP Leland at the end, and like nobody can sort it. It just takes over.
Sorry about that. My cat decided that she wanted to jump on everything real quick.
Oh, it happens. At least my dog isn't out there squeaking her toy, killing babies.
Oh God. I know that does sound like she's killing a baby. Squeaky toys. So they are coming back now after having done their little assessment, and they are reporting back. and showing the T-shirts. And basically, Kristen, because she's not really into the church itself or the dude. She's just like whatever. Basically, she's calling fake. She's calling it out for the money that they're making, and she said that's probably one of the best ways. And I forgot what the other one was. I know the money was one of the main ones of why they weren't going to get sad. There was one more there. I can't remember what it was now. Dang it. BK, do you remember?
Sorry?
You remember why Kristen was telling the pastor they couldn't get their status? I know one was for the financial gain. And I can't remember if I think there was a second reason that they were trying to go after, but I couldn't remember what that was.
Why they couldn't get it?
While Kristen was when she was meeting back up after they assessed the Satanic Church,
mm-hmm.
and she's showing the pastor, the T-shirts and how much money they're making. I thought there was like a second reason why she was telling them they could tell the IRS that they wouldn't get their tax exemption, but I couldn't remember if there was a second one.
Yeah, sorry.
You can't remember.
Yeah, I'm blanking. I don't know.
No, you're talking to Snuggie. Y'all are all about your Velveeta cheese, and especially chocolate cake. I can't even.
I gotta hold the line. I gotta hold the line over here.
Now you
that
get,
actually
you
just
hold the
made
line
my
in the
stomach
chat.
turn.
you get them, BK.
That actually just made my stomach turn.
I don't know, right? That's out there, Snugs, man.
Snuggie? What is wrong with you?
What have the aliens been teaching you? Come back to us.
That may be food on your home planet,
Oh,
but
no.
here on planet Earth, it's not normal.
We ain't smoking the right stuff or something. He's got this special ganja.
Oh,
Yes, Sophia. Thank you, Sophia. Yeah, it was the doctrine of principles. Yeah, because he was kind of like didn't really have too much going with that. That's what it was. Thank you. Awesome. I need to get a wow. I need to get some better clips for you guys on this one.
We gotta
make a wow.
We gotta make Sophia an angel.
I know. She knows more than you do, BK.
Mm-hmm.
She's taking your spot.
For sure.
Anytime,
like, yes.
Sophia. You're welcome on the panel.
So
Snuggie got us all distracted with Velveeta cheese.
I'm trying to
It's so
I'm trying to
gross.
remember what we were talking about. Oh yeah, okay. So I believe they have to go back to the church that night to really, because they have like a free
I think they were
open
like
services
practicing
or whatever or something like that. Yeah, they were gonna go check it out, and they got some ladies in the back doing their thing, half naked or all the way naked. I couldn't remember.
Yeah, I didn't take many pictures of that because I didn't know how kind YouTube would be to us showing some of the nakedness.
We'll send them to Ray Barnes later.
They also had this weird dude like in the corner that had like all these piercings and stuff. He was kind of he was like doing the music and stuff. He was kind of weird. But yeah, so they say they were not very impressed by what they saw. It was interesting to say the least. And this guy here is basically like their pastor dude. He knows all the lore, and he likes to get into it with David about God and Satan, and gets into it with him with the Bible and kind of going over verses. And also because David has he had
Saint Christopher
pendant, and so they kind of get into this debate about the saint, and Kristen really doesn't care too much for it. She ends up there's that guy back there. Here he is. Look at that. He handsome. There you go, ladies. That's what the Satanic Church has to offer for you. Who's your DJ?
Bring that home to mom.
Oh, okay. I regress. Okay. Sorry.
Bring that one home to mom there, ladies.
Poor guy.
Dude, that music was weird too. And I usually like weird music, but that one was just a little out there for me. I don't know, maybe it was the vibe, the whole vibe, because there was a lot of weird dudes in the room and a lot of naked chicks. It's just a weird vibe all around.
Yeah, seriously. Well, what goes better with the devil than boobies?
Yeah, got to draw them in somehow. Yeah, this dude's creepy. The other guy, the Graham or whatever, he's not really creepy. This dude right here gave me creepy vibes.
Yeah, I think his name was like Bishop Jim or something like that.
He's supposed to be like, yeah, he's supposed to be their pastor, their bishop, whatever. And he's an interesting one. But yeah, he just likes to get into the banter with David mostly about God and how the devil gives you your rewards now, God gives them to you in the afterlife, and just so David kind of gives his rebuttal to that, and they get into it, and Kristen and they basically just walk off and sit down in the little pews or whatever. And Graham asks Kristen, so you're not into the, basically like the religious debate? She's like, nah, not really.
Well, you saw how she like took off her jacket and like made it like she was trying to be more sexual in that moment. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, you kind of started to see that evil side of Kristen again as she was like she purposely went over there taking off her coat and like, trying to show low cleavage, and she was trying to seduce him
I don't think she had cleavage. Look, how can you show cleavage?
I know, but like she was like poking out her chest, like you know how women do, like when they're trying to get attention to their
like a full
boobies.
shirt on. It almost covers her neck.
Yeah, well, he still noticed her nipples because he mentions them.
Well, that's a dude, Dana. What do you expect? It was cold in the room. I'm sure they made that possible for the other ladies that were there. He offered her to be their lady leader.
Oh yeah, the women's auxiliary.
Yeah, that's what it was. Oh, it was so cringe.
We need a chair for the women's auxiliary.
I don't know if she was exercised at this episode, I believe.
It's either this episode or the next episode.
Yeah, it's actually the next one. That's right. It's the next one because she has sex with the dude, and then I believe it's on the next one, wasn't it? Or did we already cover that one? You might be right, Sophia. I'm trying to remember now.
I think it's the next one.
It's the next one because I know it's at the end of Leland's exorcism. I don't think we've completed that yet.
No.
But I know at the end of his exorcism, or at least one of the last nights, if not the last night, that's when she also has her full exorcism and the thing comes like bursting out of her belly.
Oh my god, that was gross.
That was pretty sick.
Yeah, that was alien all over.
It was good. We're gonna get to that. That's coming up in the next episode. I honestly can't wait because after this episode, I want to say it really starts to get better as far as supernatural stuff from like the last 2 episodes and through season 3.
Mm-hmm.
Real supernatural. And here we are, girls crazy. Still crazy, still seeing stuff. So she's on more psycho drugs for hallucinations, bipolar, just schizophrenia. She's, oh my god, I mean, this chick is literally getting subscribed stuff for crazy people, slightly.
Seriously.
But she's
fine. Some strong shit.
She's fine though. She's fine to be to help the DA's office. She's fine to help the church assess people. Perfectly okay. She's controlling it, sorta. Yes, aliens. It is coming in the next episode. So towards the end when we get to it. So quick, you missed the aliens. We had actual aliens. Were you
I know.
I think
you missed the actual aliens
actually,
episode.
He might have been there for the aliens. I can't remember if he came in on that one or not.
Was that the botfly one?
No,
Shut
the
up,
US for
BK.
UFO. No, US for UFO. BK, you know.
Yeah.
He just wanted to just put that out there.
Any excuse to gross her out.
Oh yeah,
just put it.
Which is actually part of that's part of some of this. Apparently, the botflies are one of the plagues, sort of. I don't know. I'll get all that in the Discord at some point. I was reading about that, trying to figure out what bugs were under Andia's for Doll, the kid's arm. When he said he felt like bugs were under his cast and he was scratching it and it felt like they were biting. I was trying to see what insects might be related to demonic activity.
You have my permission. If botflies come and they are a plague, you have permission to kill me. Just putting that out there.
Let's
go ahead and end it now, she said.
Yep, pretty much.
Well, you're our canary down the mine shaft, because aren't they local to your area? Wasn't that the whole? You're still in New York, right?
Yeah, still there.
Yeah, that's right. They are. Remember they said y'all have a problem somewhere around New York. with the
Oh,
butterflies. You be careful. You need to leave, Dana, New York.
I really do.
Go to your family in North Carolina. You're safer there.
I probably am.
But all right. So Andy, I think, is getting ready to leave on one of his last trips. I don't know if this is going to sell the business. I believe he's getting ready to go sell it, or at least set up to get ready to go sell it. I know they had to finish the season, and then I think he gets ready to go sell it. But he's trying to spend some time with her, and she's full on crazy, and she's like, "No, I got to go do an exorcism. Peace. I'm already busy. Love you." And he's like, "Okay." And yep, she goes to the bar. She just go do an exorcism. No, but she's like, "I already got plans," and yeah, so I think she was irritated by something before she came here.
It made it a little difficult because she was coming from the exorcism with Leland,
I
but
thought
this
so.
part fed into this part of the story, so I had to chop it up just because it made more sense with the flow of this
Yeah.
story that we're trying to tell. So
Gotcha.
she was just coming from the
Okay.
exorcism for this part.
I thought so. So she was rattled. We'll get to the exorcism in a second. So she was rattled from that, and she comes to the bar, and lo and behold, somehow Graham is there. Almost like I don't know if he followed her or this one was just close to the sanctuary. I can't, but yeah, coincidence.
Oh no, he tells her he was following her.
Was he really following her? Like following her? I wonder. Or did he just say that to creep her out?
I don't know, but turned her on for some reason.
Oh yeah, because she takes her to the car. They have their fun. He's trying to like be nice to her. She's like telling him to shut up. And then he's kind of just like, "Okay, you've done this before." She's totally like, "What do you care?" He's like, "I don't. I'm just making small talk." It's like, what?
And she rides him to town.
I didn't even see all that data. I'll see the botflies. I don't want to see Kristen's O face.
Well, I gave you her O face. There you go.
Oh, you got me back. I didn't want to see it. Yeah, she is. She's just completely, yes, the peanut butter is great on toast, BK. I think she just means that. Completely nuts. Face.
Yeah,
There
I
you
think
go,
I
there you
think
go, there you go.
I
Real
think
quick.
Sophie else said she's nuts on toast.
Right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I hope you enjoy it. But yeah,
She was having fun.
oh, she had fun, all right. Mama gets to catch her with her putting her panties back on. She just had a little something on them. She had to clean them. Her mom's like, "Yeah, what was it?"
Yeah, it was something sticky.
It's like, oh no.
Her mom knew. She was an expert in this field, though. She was like, "Okay, what you're gonna do is you're gonna go upstairs, you're gonna take a bath, you're gonna scrub, then you're gonna shower, you're gonna do this." I was like, "Damn, Ma, you've been here before, huh?
Mm-hmm.
You've been
The
down this
apple ain't
road."
been falling too far from this tree. Mama ain't raised them right. Yeah, it was bad. She didn't really have anything set up. She just kind of like got caught and didn't even know what to say. But she knew her mom knew. They knew. And she immediately did go up and scrub and then shower. Threw the clothes away or whatever.
She followed instructions.
And then like she's laying in bed and she can hear like the tub almost making these weird noises. BK, you cooking coffee back there? You making some?
No, it's yeah.
I can hear you. I can hear the kitchen at work.
Oh, sorry.
All good. I just know the sounds. He's professional chef. Everyone. He's got a professional kitchen.
Are you making coffee for everybody in the chat or just yourself?
Yeah, I'll share.
Yay. Oh no.
That's why I'm so offended by the
No
Velveeta.
Snugs. smell? Don't look, Minnie. Don't look.
So
Don't look.
gross.
Every time I see Velveeta cheese, I'm just gonna see Snuggy's face.
She
I'm
wanted
just
to go,
gonna
and yeah,
see his little avatar.
Yeah, Sophia, she was definitely struggling, and oh man, I still for some reason hold out for Kristen. I want to believe that a lot of this was more demonically influenced. Like she wouldn't have done it. Maybe the thoughts were in her head, like she had bad thoughts, but she wouldn't have done it. But I don't know, man. She did kiss David after she got exercised, so that was bad.
Yeah, like
Bad Kristen season
much of
2.
it, like how much of it can you put on the Jinn and the demons
I don't
before
know.
she's got to
That's what I'm
take
saying. I was like,
responsibility?
God, they make her so bad in season 2, and I feel bad for her up until like I guess even in this episode, I didn't feel bad for her because they clearly show the Jinn in like the rear view mirror and stuff. And when
Yes.
she talks to the psychiatrist about it, like he's there like taunting her. But after that, I don't know. But she's still attached to like 20. She got let's see, we got George, we got the Jinn. I think she's attached to the that little thing's attached to her, the creepy elevator demon.
Yep. And don't forget the creepy cat.
Whatever that cat thing is. Oh, and then Mama's got the dolls in the house doing all kinds of witchcraft with the jar under the bed. So yeah, there's just all kinds. Kristen's got a lot going on, but there's no excuse. Still no excuse. Bad Kristen.
Yeah.
So yeah, she hears this weird sound and she goes in the tub and sees it's like literally got this nasty, dirty ring. Oops, that was my fault. This nasty like ring around the tub of filth from her body. And she proceeds to scrub it. And she freaks out. I think the next day or something, she goes back to Kirk because she's still seeing the Jinn. And she's still seeing all this weird stuff that she shouldn't be seeing, including what she saw at, I think with Leland. Kind of set her off a little bit too. And so she goes to Kurt. I think it even accuses him of like being in cahoots with Leland.
Oh yeah, she goes off on him. She like absolutely loses her fucking mind on him.
And she's like, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm off the drugs because they're not working. And he's trying to calm her down. And she's like, no. And I love it when she walks out the door and then she comes back in because he immediately gets on his phone. And it made me think he was in cahoots with Leland because when the way he's talking to that person, I was like, what? But who are you talking to? Because he's trying to say his wife, and it didn't sound like it was his wife. He's like, we got to talk. Like, it was serious. And I'm like,
yeah.
What's going on?
I did too. I questioned it for a quick moment. But we know as the audience, we haven't seen any evidence of him in cahoots yet with Leland until I think he starts getting involved with Leland in season 3 when he's trying to write his book.
Mm-hmm.
But Kristen's like, are you sleeping with my mom?
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, because I think Kristen's mom even went to him at some point. She was going to him for counseling. And he didn't know that was her mom at first. So, yeah, it was definitely... There were some things that made Kristen go a little bit crazy. But, yeah, her perception was way off.
Kristen being crazy is already par for the course. So it's like it's easy to make that leap than it is to say that he's associated somehow.
Mm-hmm. And, yeah, the cat thing, that's... Yeah, Dana, this is Dana's. She does believe that the cat is that creepy demon thing that scared Andy. Yes. I'm not so sure yet, but that is, if Dana's right, that's all her. All her, because she did. That was her. I still think it's the dolls it's where that creepy demon thing came from.
We get a little proof at the season 3 finale that I don't know if you guys noticed, but when we get there, I'm going to point it out.
Well, you see the demon again in the room, I believe, with the nun, right?
Yep, and it looks like it's just lounging on the thing like a cat would do. And it's tiny, the same size as the cat. And
That's like the doll that's kind of pilling around, the little Eddie doll she got up in there. I don't know. I still think it's the Eddie doll.
I still think that cat's a demon.
The Eddie doll. It's going to either the Eddie or cat. It's one or the other. Because otherwise, I don't know what else that thing came from. Because it was in the house before the jars, right? For the jars. But she had the one Eddie doll, and now she got two. Or she's about to have two.
She's about to have two.
She's about to have two. So yeah, they get back to telling the IRS lady what they found. And she's pretty well satisfied with everything that they offer with the shirts and how they're not really kind of have too many like core principles and stuff. Yeah, and I don't know if those are all just with her per se or just they're congregating there now. I know some of them are with her. I don't know if they're all just congregating there for the baby because they're like building because that building they're building outside also has writing on it now. So yeah, I wondered if each one was solely attached to Kristen or if they're somehow just being brought and being like drawn to the house. Because they're also made a notion that her house with the train cars over it that was supposed to be called like Hell's Pass or something like that. And so almost like it's like a hell gate right there is where I was. That's me thinking that just based off really nothing but what they said in the little like behind the scenes of the episodes. So I'll be curious to see like why like are they actually attached to Kristen or are they just being drawn there because of the baby or like what's going to really be drawing them there.
Yes, I'm hoping we get some of these. These are some of the answers given to us in season 4.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, for sure.
But yeah, so they get, after they kind of let the IRS lady know what's up, she's like, well, the other side would like to just say something in their defense, so to speak. And they come in and he's like, Kristen, would you like to tell them? He's like, oh, what are you talking about? Like, well, Kristen slept with me. Ha. Now she's trying to ruin me. Ha. We win. Ha. I was like, what?
It didn't work though. Luckily, I don't know if David and Ben or anybody there believed her, but she definitely got the benefit of the doubt in that situation.
She's gonna tell him no anyways, and then like it's a he said she said. To be fair, they should have had more resting on their case than a supposed one night stand. Well, we all know it was real, but you know what I'm saying? Like, you at least had you some proof, dude. You some receipts. Because you think she was gonna tell the truth? I mean, she cheated on her husband. What do you think she was gonna do? Confess? And this dude here just basically threatens them. They're like, okay, well, we're done here. And they're like, we're not done. Satan's not done. He's coming for all of you. And they're like, nice. And then we all learned that the IRS is more powerful than everybody. I love like how she closes it out. Yeah, when Ben says that, she's just like, yes, I am. She's all like the IRS lady's all happy with herself.
They are scary. You get an audit notice in the mail. It'll make the strongest of people friggin'
next little
cower to their knees. But yeah, it's like you wonder, did they go to the Catholic Church because it was a satanic religion? Or did they go to the Catholic Church because that's how much influence the Catholic Church actually has?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that baby is definitely interesting looking, Sophia.
The government's cheating. They're like outsourcing their assessors.
Yeah, I know, right? Then we get to our second little story, and this is going to be the exorcism for Leland. And this guy here, he doesn't really fall for Leland's stuff too much, even though he knows that Leland's probably possessed or he's at least working with demons. He doesn't think that Leland's doing this for good purpose.
And that's why I actually think that this exorcism started to work, because this priest was not under the thumb of Leland like the gambling priest was. Like, he was able to have something over that priest. Like, this priest is coming in truly believing that he's exorcising him.
Yeah, he didn't have that influence that Leland's had over some of the other people in the church. Yeah, he definitely doesn't like Leland. At least up until I think that the exorcism is done, because then I think he thinks Leland's better. But no, he definitely knows that Leland is not so good. And I love this part because while they're talking, and Leland's sitting here thinking he's just having fun. And the guy's kind of telling him, well, you need to decide if you're going to do this or not now. By the time I leave her, we're not doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole time, David's got the pamphlet from the Satanic Church with the loving family on it and stuff. And he baits Leland into this, which is so good because Leland's just like, what is this?
And he's looking at it the entire time, like peeping David, and David's just sitting there with like this little half grin on his face, like just reading the pamphlet.
Just like trying to get tax exempt status. He's like, what kind of bullshit is this? So what do you think that they're like? He's like, no, this is not what Satan is about. He's like, he totally just degrades this new ministry of Satan. He's like, happy families and good luck. He's like, no, that's not what it's about. It's about taking what you want and, all kinds of evil things that this pamphlet was not offering.
I just love the look on David's face. Like he is just enjoying this moment so much because of all the times Leland like kind of did this to him with the provoking and the belittling and the, trying to just poke a reaction from him. And David finally like kind of has his moment to where he's like, yeah, so why do you think, like, then what would you do if you believe in the devil? And Leland's just so mad. Like, he's just like, fuck this shit. Screw this.
Real upset. He's like, and then he just signs the paper, like, tell your priest I'm ready. So he definitely got Leland off his game so much that he was just like, yes, let's get this exorcism over. I don't even care about the exorcism anymore. I want to take this church out kind of thing. And yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Definitely in season 2 made it seem like the church wanted Leland for his money. By the end of season 3, though, I think the entity wanted him in to keep an eye on him because they figured out that he was part of this greater network of evil. But yes, so then we get to his exorcism, and yeah, it is actually very real for him. And so much so that David even notices that this is not fakery of any kind. He's talking like in voices and just all kinds of weird stuff. It was actually kind of funny. I forget what he says, but he's like, "We are with you." It's like, what? It's good.
Yeah, like you could really see the effect.
And Leland's been grooming Cheryl in a sense as well. Well, it's been a power play between them, but since he's been bringing her into the fold, so she's aware of what the blood's for, as well as some of the other things that they're into. I think at this point she's been getting her doses. So I think she's already got her doses, right? For the
Yeah, we see that in Cheryl's story that's coming up.
So she's been kind of brought into the fold, sort of. And
yeah.
Because he's even telling her, yeah, give me the blood of this person and that person.
Don't forget the root beer.
I think because he even said, like, I need you to come over and help me and don't forget the root beer. So yeah, they've kind of had discussions before, and there's no telling what they have done, like, that they haven't shown us with their dating and when they were trying to get married and stuff. Because something tells me she learned a lot, especially after that. She learned a lot about Leland. Because she even told him, like, I know all your skeletons. So she knows a lot more than what they've shown us.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Leland kicks dude all the way across the room. And that's when David's just like, yeah, this is real. He's not playing us anymore. He's actually feeling this. And he even asked the exorcist, or that, was that real? Could he have faked that? He said, no, he's not faking that. And he's like, we're going to have to keep doing this until we're done. Either you die or you are exorcised and your spirit is clean. But yeah, so Leland was not feeling so great after this part of the exorcism. And yes, he calls. Okay, so we get to the next one before he calls Cheryl.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Because now David asked Kristen, like, listen, I don't know, like, what's going on, but can you just come? Because I think something's really going on with Leland. Like, I don't think he's faking it anymore. And I just want you there to see it and, like, just tell me, am I not seeing something? Am I falling for it? And so Kristen's kind of like, oh, okay, like, I'll join you. Like, I don't know what use I'll be. But then Kristen starts going through her own shit, especially when he vomits up this black shit and she sees it friggin' moving. Like, she is losing it at this point. That was gross.
And that was part of what she saw that made her go to Kurt and like freak out, like, this medicine's not working. Okay, so she does do. So this is where we get. So Sophia was right. Yes, she has her exorcism, but this part, was this before or after she goes to see the guy? I can't remember. She might have had the exorcism and then goes to the bar. I thought she went
Yes,
to the
this
bar
was before
first.
the bar. Oh, this part was so gross.
It was so gross.
Look at that thing. That thing is fucking disgusting. Like, look at her
It's
face.
so
She's
gross.
just like, what the fuck is coming out of me right now? Like, look.
It's like covered in ramen. Oh, it's so gross.
Oh my god, like, look at that thing. It's like a little slug.
Oh, it's gross.
And she bolts out of there.
Yeah.
She is
No, she's
freaking the fuck
done.
out.
And Leland's having his own hard time with it. Okay, so this is the end of the exorcism. This was just that part of it. Because I know she ends up having another part where she's like on the bathroom floor.
Yes,
And
that's
she's
coming up.
like curled up or whatever. And then I think she tells Andy she's sorry after that.
Yeah.
And that's when her and Andy get back together and she feels bad for what she did. I think there's a lot going on between watching back and forth. I know I'm messing some things up here.
I know, this is when it started to get hard to, like, break down the stories, like, because they start to get so intertwined that, like, come season 3, I think it's just going to pretty much be one linear story compared to how we were breaking them down at this point. I was just trying to keep a flow to, like, the exorcisms, to the stories and stuff like that, but it definitely gets harder. It got harder within these last 3 episodes.
Yeah,
And
PK,
Sophia
it could be,
asked
and
us a
yes,
question.
Sophia. Oh, on which one? I'm trying to
About,
get to all.
can you guys do a theory stream for the From Theories that you guys put on the server?
I'm not sure if we're going to do that on here or not, or want to do that over there on Jeremy's. I know we got a few things lined up over here, so we'll have to see. I'll talk to Jeremy and see what we can come up with. Yeah, but the thing in her belly was, yeah, it shows back up at her house, I think, in the kitchen. Or I know it was in the her office space. I believe there was one in there too. And yeah, BK, it could be symbolizing for her missing egg.
Oh yeah, good thought. I didn't even think of that. Damn it, if that's what her eggs are going to make, then she's screwed.
It didn't look very good outcome for her baby eggs, especially with Leland in the mix. But yeah, so he called Cheryl to get her to come over. She got the root beer for him.
The root
And
beer.
he's crying like a little baby. And so she's got to like baby him up into the bathtub. She prepares for him. There's root beer still sitting back there. Why root beer is the choice of evil people I do not know. I love root beer. It saddened me.
I'm a cream soda gal. I'm not a big root beer person.
Yeah, Leland's reaction is very good during his exorcism. He did his exorcism very well, which, again, you know, the actor alone is phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
He is very good in everything. We love him and all that he does. There, she
But
gives
now
him
I
his
don't
root
know if
beer.
that's all blood in there. If it's a mixture of the blood and that stuff that
I think
she's
it's
been
just
injecting.
blood. I think it's just blood.
Okay, because it
Because I
kind of
didn't
looks.
see any other jars that weren't blood. That stuff was like a thick, yellowy.
Yeah, it's not the oatmeal elixir. Can't imagine what that really does to your system.
Well, it's supposed to be like vitamin B and oh, what else was in there? Like collagen and all kinds of stuff.
You look so constipated.
It's how it feels to lose the demon.
Bert's root beer.
Yep, chasing the blood with a root beer. Do a little bloodbath. It just makes him feel all nice and better again.
Yeah, definitely should have closed his mouth. Gross.
Evil apparently doesn't care. He doesn't have hygiene either, BK. This is evil. He's very happy now. And he goes, I love how he's so like himself now. He goes to touch Cheryl's hand and then she just totally like, get away from me. Like, no, we still have a deal. Get out, scrub up. Come on. Get done. I got things to do. I'm not here for you to fondle my hand.
Yeah, she's way more involved and invested in this than they've been able to explain so far in the show.
Mm-hmm. Well, it means he's basically groomed her so she gets her up to the point she gets her seal, which is why she was able to see what she sees in season 3.
Mm-hmm. Because she rebuffed him back when he broke it off.
Mm-hmm.
But now she's all in.
Oh, well, because it's all transactional for her. I mean, I'm pretty sure she knew, like, whatever her ritual she's going to do in the next episode, she was leading up to, like, she knew this was coming in a way, and she was just waiting for it. Or that's the way I took that scene. Because she does her little dolls in the head, and makes a little cross, and does her little rituals.
I still think Cheryl was a witch the whole time.
Something like that. She's definitely got the witchy vibes. And here, now Leland is pretending. He's no longer truly being exorcised. He's laughing. And now Kristen, however, on the floor, she seems like she's having a full exorcism. She even says the words that they say to Leland to say.
Mm.
And she's in some serious pain. Oh yeah, she's definitely going for the power. Cheryl was a power-seeking lady.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Because
Kristen,
as far as we know, Kristen is her only kid, right? We've never
I
heard
believe
that
so.
Kristen has any siblings or anything.
Not that I know of.
I was just wondering that.
And so now he has been saved. Oh, he's so happy. He even gets his own personal rosary from the exorcism.
That was great.
He's like, oh, look, David, look what I got. And then he says, oh, you're still not completely out of the woods. You need to keep going to your group sessions, and David can continue to be your support. But you should be fine now. You're exercised. You're going to become part of the church, and we're just going to love you. Look, that face, because he knows he was faking that last exorcism. That bloodbath helped him out a lot.
I love his facial expressions.
Yeah, I don't know. They were just, I guess they were fully focused on Leland. I know David was, because he was trying to watch Leland. But yeah, Kristen definitely got her own little thing, which I know she ends up telling him about later. And she kind of tells David, like, if you don't believe in something, does it still work? And he's like, well, you're asking me this, like, I believe, so I'm going to tell you that whether you believe or not, it works because it's real. And that's I'm
Yeah.
having this conversation
I
now.
think he was basically like, just because you don't believe, God still believes like in you, so to speak.
Mhm.
So if
Whether you
if
believe in
it's
it or not, if it's real, it's real.
exactly.
And so she remembers that she's supposed to be meeting up with her husband because he's fixing to leave, and she's rushing to get to him, gives him a little message that she's sorry for everything, that she knows it's been her, not him,
hmm
and just praying that he's still going to be there when she gets back. But he thinks that he's going to see her, and Mama comes in. Mama comes in, tell him goodbye. See you later.
Yep.
But luckily for Kristen, he stayed, got her message, and they get to do this nice little embrace.
Sophiel's asking you how you know about the sigil placement and its power, BK.
Yeah, because
So-
BK was talking about it. Go ahead.
So Leland's sigil is the pig one, right? With the dagger
Yes.
I
through it.
believe so.
That was the one that he drew in the book way back in season 1, right? When he was at Kristen's
Yeah.
house in
Yeah.
those little diaries that he gave to the girls. And when you look on the Codex map, you'll find that on the outskirts. And then in one of the scenes with the entity, I forget the guy's name, but he explains it, and he just goes when I think it's when he's explaining to David how
Was it
LeConte, yeah, when
LeConte.
he was explaining to him which ones they've already eliminated, and he was explaining that these are some of the less powerful, and he was pointing on to the outskirts. Then he was like, I think it was when he was describing maybe what the one that Lexus was being groomed for, or something like that.
Mhm.
That was like more inner, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, we haven't got one of these houses on this tier before.
But now the sigil that Cheryl gets, that's a higher one, or is it in the same class as Leland's?
I got a photo of that because when she gets given this, like the head in a jar, she goes and looks at the sigil map, and so I got a good picture of that. I forget which episode. It's coming up in one of these final episodes
It's
of
D is
her
for dog.
looking at the sigil map. And so there's a few times we get to see the sigil map in the next couple of episodes, because the nun, she looks at it with them, and then so we'll get a couple of shots of the sigil map coming up.
Hey, Kiwi.
Okay. Hey, Kiwi.
Oh, hey, Kiwi.
Hang on, let me get back down here. You are here now, and that is all that matters.
Yeah, the head in the jar one, the placement is like right next to wherever Leland's is.
Okay, so it's like the same status.
Yeah.
Okay.
It might be like, one tier in, but that's, yeah. It's not towards the center.
Have we seen any of the center sigils yet?
So the one on the
very center, yeah.
yeah, the very center is would be Satan, I guess.
It's Daffodil.
Yeah. That's true, yeah. So just that outer circle was one that, so it's one that they said that Lexus was being groomed for.
Mm-hmm.
But there's also some discrepancy with that, because it was also X'd out as one of the houses that they've eliminated when LeConte was making that case to David. So I'm not really sure. I think it just might be like a continuity error, but we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. Because I'm not really sure on the sigils completely yet either. I know BK's been diving deep into them. I've tried to. They are definitely giving us some trouble with them, but hopefully they will wrap all that up with season 4 and really explain the map better. As far as what houses, and I mean, they kind of have a little bit. They've given us a little bit with it, but yeah, there's still some discrepancies. But yeah, this is where they're going to do their little ceremony that Andy's going to give her to kind of, you write it down, you burn it, and you let it go. But you got to circle names because you don't burn names. Yeah, that would be in most things. If you burn the name, that's not good. So you put a protection circle around like the name, or even she did it around I. So that way nobody gets hurt. And they burn away their sins in butter or some kind of oil. And yeah, and then they don't speak of it again. And she's like, yeah, this is so much more fun than, therapy. And then Leland, we go to Leland, and he's got, look, he stayed with Leland. And I love how it's got like almost like a cross in the middle of his head.
Yep, like now it's attached to Leland.
Yep, he found Leland. Leland was happy. He was not sad to see him. He was like, oh, hello, welcome. How are you doing? Would you like
Oh yeah,
to
the cross looks upside down.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't notice that before.
Yep. He's got his own little personal demon gin now. He's happy about it. He's fine. He welcomes all demons into his house. Does not discriminate.
I wonder if that gives Leland a little bit of a boost of power in some kind of aspect now that he's got the djinn with him. Since
Maybe.
he accepts evil, unlike Kristen did, to where Kristen, really wanted to reject what she was seeing, to where Leland's embracing it. I wonder if that acceptance gives Leland a little bit of a power boost.
Maybe.
I wonder.
Yeah, BK, you can say it if you want to say something. If you want to.
Yeah.
No, I can't. I can't interrupt what you guys are doing, so I'm just good. Yeah, I'm just playing in the chat.
Well, I'm gonna pull up your comment anyway.
Oh, okay.
Yes, Leland must have plans to move up other means. He could, yeah. I'm trying to see what y'all are talking about. See, I gotta keep.
BK's not used to being on panel.
No, it's because Sophie was saying she didn't know why Leland would help Cheryl get to a place higher than his own. Within that, you know what I mean? So
Interesting.
He's got to have some other motives for it. Like it can't because if he wasn't going to gain something from it in the end, there's no reason why he would do that for Cheryl.
Right.
I think you're right. He's like, that's nothing. Where I want to go is towards the center, and like that's where I'm going. You can have your little sigil over here. I'm going over there.
Yeah, as long as his hook's in and he has like it's something to do with Lexus, obviously, why he wants Cheryl. But yeah.
Oh yeah, he's definitely, I believe, was going to.
Yeah,
we're going through Cheryl in the beginning, definitely to get to Kristen and then to get to the kid. But now I think because he's groomed her up to being a demonic house leader.
Okay, tinfoil hat theory or question. All these kids that were artificially created or, carried by like Kristen, the little crazy boy who tried to drown his mom in the pool, the little girl who had the djinn attached to her.
Yeah.
What if they all have the same father and it's not Andy? Like, yes, it's all these women's eggs.
I mean, that's possible in the sense that they that we know that fertility clinic is up to no good. It is possible. I don't know if they've ever done a DNA test or not, but I thought they did on that one kid.
I wasn't sure, but I was just thinking about that. Like, what if all
remember what was the baby that never the baby that didn't get born? The one that Kristen thought was her egg. It was still an egg from the clinic, but it wasn't her egg.
Right. Yeah.
But it was still making weird. It was still doing the same. Like it made the dude go crazy, and I thought they did DNA tests on it, and it came back with his DNA, but not Kristen's DNA. It came back with the father's DNA of the actual father,
right?
But not Kristen's,
right? Because it wasn't her egg. Yeah.
I was just curious about that because the little girl who had the djinn attached to her was the same age as the little crazy boy, who was the same age as Lexus. So I was just wondering if maybe that group of kids happened.
Yeah. I mean, they could have.
Yeah,
it's very possible.
Yeah, that seems legit. That it was all like at one time they're all developing at a certain, at the same age, the same generation.
I was just wondering. I'll take my tinfoil hat off now.
Yeah, Cheryl though, she gets an interesting story though in this one because they're basically pimping her out, so to speak, to kill people. I think like they're pimping her out to get these guys, and then she ends up like killing some of them or blackmailing them or something. They're just up to no good.
I thought she was taking a friggin' power drill to that guy's dome.
She did. That's what I said. She killed him.
Okay, because I thought, yeah, she straight up fucking serial murder killed him.
I don't know if she's killing them all or if this is like some, or she's sent to kill, like assassinate some. She's sent to like end up getting blackmail on. Just some weird. Yeah, they're definitely pimping her out to do some stuff though, because she goes out and gets these guys to like go to freaking rooms with her and setting her up with these dates.
Yeah, and it was really weird, like when they were giving her the injection, how it like kind of did those little flashes of like kind of like her blood cells and everything. I was wondering, like they're showing that to us for a reason. So I wonder if it's actually like changing, like literally changing her.
Well, it is making them like younger. I know that. I don't know how much more of it is changing her. It could be even more so. I mean, the way they made it out with the show is it's just a youth serum, basically. The way when I watched the like the behind the scenes kind of stuff, it's supposed to be just basically like a youth serum. They didn't make it out to be like a more demonic necessarily, but it could be.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not sure. I mean, that's just the way they described it as being like this guy's supposed to have like vitamin E, collagen, and some other like youth injection type stuff. But we'll find out, hopefully. I mean, I don't know if they're going to tell us anything more about it. So we'll have to wait and see if they give us some more on that in season 4. But yeah, sticking it in the leg so you don't see. You can hide your marks.
Yeah,
Life of a drug addict.
Yeah, all junkies know this.
Yeah, it's basically kind of, to me, the way I got it, where they were showing, it's almost like with the flower blooming and stuff, and all. It's just kind of like bringing you back from death, almost bringing you back to plumpness and little youth. As she takes it, like the flowers are wilting, and then I think it shows them revive. So it's kind of like a reviving, youthful serum.
Okay. Yeah, I was just wondering, like, is it actually like literal, not only giving her youth, but somehow also like really changing her, making her more susceptible to the evil than you would be being a normal person, if that makes any sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll hopefully get some more answers soon.
Because I'm sorry, like, is it just me? She really went along with this, like, really easy. Like, no, Leland really didn't have to twist her arm, so to speak.
What, for this?
For just joining his side, doing all this, like.
Because, I mean, they kind of like, the first time they did it, they kind of tricked her into getting the serum. And she was reluctant at first to even hang out with him, and then she kind of let her guard down. BK, baby, could you like mute real quick?
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
It's okay.
I love BK, I swear.
I told y'all he's got a whole kitchen. He's got orders in. It's fine.
He's got to fulfill his Grubhub orders. He's a ghost kitchen. No, you didn't have to leave, BK.
Oh, I didn't mean for him to leave. I just asked for him to. Well, come back, BK. I did not want you to leave. I just needed you to mute. While you had some plates, you had some dishes clattering. But yeah, so Basically, this whole first part is just her kind of doing her thing and showing what Cheryl's been doing now that she got her little serum in her. No, it's not her, BK's feelings. Come back, BK. We love you.
Right? Just left us.
This poor
Just
guy
left us.
here. He did not end well for him.
No, it didn't.
Yep, and we got Crazy Mad. Welcome, Crazy Mad, to the chat.
I'm not
Hello,
even. I'm
hello.
not looking at him. I'm not paying attention to him. I am. So. Nope.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's pretty much the gist of that episode. If I can get to our next one.
No Stofers. No Stofers.
This is our next episode is going to be D is for Doll. So, what do you guys think about that last episode? It was okay. It's honestly a tough one for some, I know, but it's got its moments.
Not one of my favorites. Like again, like it was the final. Like I think last episode that I was like, okay, but
Mm-hmm.
it finally like these next two episodes get us right back into the good stuff.
We love you crazy, but you gonna get Dana all pissed off.
Nope. I'm trying to have my zen. I'm doing my breathing exercises. I'm taking a hit off my blunt. No, I will not give in. I will not give in to his craziness. Hence his name.
Andy and the doctor were tied up. They were taping them like a cake. Wait, what are we talking about? I'm gonna get that out of place.
I don't know if they've taken Andy yet, but I think she's talking about when they kidnap Andy and then she goes to they find
the
out
doctor,
more
that
about her
doctor.
eggs.
Yeah, okay. For some reason, when it said doctor, I was thinking of Kurt, and I forgot about the other doctor lady. I got confused. Yeah.
Suck it on them like vampires, huh?
Something. I don't know what they were doing to him. That was still kind of left out there for us, I guess, to figure out.
Yes.
It was an
I don't
interesting
know
episode.
if Andy was in there with her though, because wasn't that episode a few episodes back when they took the doctor? There was another body in his freezer, but I don't think it was Andy.
They take the doctor season 3, I think, when Kristen goes crazy on her about her eggs. Or was that in this season? I think that was season 3. Yeah, the cover's still slightly mystery to me. We just know it's bad. This is bad things happen in that cover. I do like this episode though. D is for doll. It gets a little creepy.
Yeah, this episode was weird, but in a good way. Like, because creepy dolls are just so fucking creepy and they've always creeped me out.
Mm-hmm.
And I like this book opening because it's like animated and the little doll like gets off the bench and like runs.
Yeah, she like comes and jumps at it. There's like a little jump scare.
Yeah, I couldn't get a good still of the jump scare, but she like jumps at the camera.
Mm-hmm. This is our D is for doll. And I believe Kristen's now deciding that now that she has had her little exorcism, she realizes how crazy she was. And she goes and apologizes to Kurt.
Yeah.
But then we get to our case. And this gentleman here was going to end up being their case. But he goes to Kurt to try to get help from a psychiatrist point, and then eventually he's like, all right, this is kind of crazy, can you refer me to somebody who's like deals with demonic possessions and stuff, or just weird supernatural type stuff? So yeah, Kurt, I believe, asked Kristen to help, and she does, and so the gang go to
Yeah, his name is Nathan.
Nathan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. and she does her kind of talks to him to get sort of like an idea of what's going on, and then I think she decides, hey, look, we need to call David and see if we can't go over there. If nothing else, just to see.
Yeah, because she does kind of explain to him, because he's like, something's in my, like, I see something, and what he's describing in this moment sounds more paranormal than it does demonic, and she's kind of like, that's really not what we do. Like, we deal more with the demonic side than the supernatural side. But
Mm-hmm.
then I think she just helps because she kind of felt bad for dogging out Kurt and going crazy in his office. I think she's like, I'll give you this one. I'll give you this one to make up for me losing my shit.
And then we get to the house, and there is our dude Ben just listening for any kind of weird ambient noises or just anything that's out of place. And Kurt's very much so interested in all this because now he's wanting to do a book. He's wanting to get into the whole like supernatural side of things. I think he's real fascinated by what Kristen's been doing. And so he wants to get a stab at it. He wants to see what it's all about. That doll was wrapped in bodily fluids in the dude's attic, and he can't smell it. Yeah, no, they definitely end up smelling when they get close to it. But yeah, I think that fluid was similar to the fluid that we saw for the demonic box in the quiet monastery place.
Yeah, but believe it or not, when it comes to smells, it's always going to take an outsider to smell it. Because think of the lady who has the 50 cats. The lady living with the 50 cats can never smell the 50 cats. But the person who walks in is like, oh, whoa, holy mackerel, like, what is that? So I could see that maybe he's become numb to the smell.
Mm-hmm.
And because even think of it with a cigarette smoker, like you don't necessarily smell the cigarette smoke, but somebody who doesn't smoke will literally come up to you and know you smoke because they can smell it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's something like ectoplasma or whatever, plasmin, but but just the demonic more than the ghost version.
Okay, I'm going to say it, and I hate to have to say it. Could it have been the same goop from the Botfly episode in that cabinet?
That's what I was saying.
Oh, okay.
I said the quiet monastery. Yeah, that's what I think it's from. It's the same goo. It's like a demonic signature, similar like the ectoplasm. I don't know if ectoplasm is directly just for ghost. I know usually when I hear about it, it's ghost related, but it might also be demonic related. But yeah, I think the goos are definitely demonic, like to show that they're both similar of nature. But here's our boy here, and he is got his cast on, got his arm broken, and then I believe their mom got the doll, and I forget, she ends up passing away or dying of something crazy, or just like ends up dying one day, and they don't really talk about it. But then all these weird things start to happen. Oh yeah, the husband asked her to put the doll away. And that's when all this stuff started happening, because we'll find out the Eddie dolls have rules that you were supposed to follow, rules of care.
Yes.
Because somehow that's better than bodily fluids. Yes, I agree. I would rather it be ectoplasma or something like that than God only knows what other fluids it could have been. But he's describing his arm and how it feels like there's bugs under there, and every time he scratches, like they're biting him. And so they're assuming this is going to be, I mean, I know David and them are assuming some kind of infestation in the house, demonic. And they notice this little, like, water or, like, moldy spot from, like, water leaking from the roof somewhere, which to me is like, that's a lot. That's not like, this is going to end up coming from the doll. So this doll is it's producing this fluid. It's not like this fluid just happened to be in the box. No, this is being produced off of this. Like, and I think the dolls are like conduits. And I do think they're conduits to like a demon of sorts.
Yeah. Makes sense.
And that's why you're getting the fluid too. Like I said, 'cause it's similar fluid the way it was in the box, right? It built up like that too.
Mm-hmm. But like this is something okay, like you're at home, you're whatever, you don't notice this and are like, maybe I should fix it, or like I don't know, like I wouldn't notice a spot like that in my house and be like, where's it coming from?
So it can be demonic too. Yeah, I knew it was of ghost. I knew the ectoplasm was usually kind of something you would see if there was a ghost presence around, especially a high like a strong, very strong ghost presence. But yeah, it could be demonic too, so that's very good. So there it is. So yes, this is our signs of high demonic activity, because we know the one in the box was supposed to be really dangerous. That was in the monastery. Can't. All right.
He's starting it. It's all his fault. He's starting it. He's starting it.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way that you're gonna tell me Stouffer's taste better than homemade. I'll give you time, I'll give you convenience, but I will draw the line at taste.
Yeah, there are 10 types of slimes. Very nice, Kiwi. I'll have to look into that.
Wow, 10 types? That's crazy.
I know. They get up there and see, you can see it's leaking all over the place. I mean, that's more than just something that would have been like a bodily fluid coming out of the chest. It is not quite as thick as what we saw off the box, but yeah, it definitely gave me the same vibe.
Wow. No, I'm just reading what Kiwi put up. That's interesting.
One, I'm going to try to read this. Ectoplasmic residue. 2, psychomagnetheric slime. Oh, Jesus.
Good
Black
enough.
slime. 4, black slime Portugals. What? Portals.
Black
I don't know
slime
why I said
portals?
Portugals. I must still be thinking of Shogun. Shogun's still on my brain. I'm not gonna lie. I'm ready to watch that episode. It's portals. Oh my god.
Necrotic.
Necrotic slime, yellow slime. Oh, we got yellow slime number 7, red slime number 8, purple slime number 9, left slime.
And
Are these
singing
real?
slime.
I feel like she's faking these
Wait,
last
I
ones.
think you got to give Kiwi a more you know.
I don't know. Are these real, Kiwi? Is the purple slime and the yellow slime numbers, are those real? Because those sound like dyes. Or did they have like, was it the red number 5 dye, the blue dye? It's the slime there.
But I think Kiwi deserves a more you know.
Let's see if I have that one. Let me see. I have to go over to the other.
She
I
put
don't know.
some
It
effort
might
into
change
that
stuff. Hang on. It might change stuff because I gotta go to the other banner. I don't have it under this one. And change to my Scarlet Fever stuff. Yeah, sorry, it's gonna do that. Let's go back. I'll have to put those on this one. I didn't have this under the other banner.
Just imagine the more you know, the stars shining across the screen with the rainbow. That's for you, Kiwi.
Up. I mean, I'll do it. Let me do it anyways. It's fine. I just knew it was gonna change everything.
It's okay.
Yeah, I've got to get everything on this one too.
That's for you, Kiwi.
And it says, I believe dolls are conduits as well, but I think the person viewing the doll manifests the doll instead of demons, but simply believing in the doll. That could be. I mean, there's a lot of different, I mean, depending on, especially in the lore, what lore you go with when it comes to dolls and conduits, especially when it comes to what Cheryl is trying to do. It seems like she's almost creating her own ritual. But the person could definitely either invite the spirit into the doll or have possession of a doll that has already had a spirit attached to it, whether it be demonic or just a ghost, type spirit. So they're gonna open this chest up, and it is disgusting. And there's a little box in there inside of a bigger box, and they find this nice little sticky sailor doll. And he, I believe, is also called Eddie. I believe they're all called Eddies.
I think so.
So they're all a similar style of a porcelain doll that is some sort of conduit. I don't know if it's whoever rich, because the lady that got this doll, she got it from somebody else at like a yard sale type of deal. So, I mean, it kind of reminds me of like the Annabelle doll in the sense that the person who originally got the doll, that she, in the movie anyway, she sort of does bring the demonic spirit into the doll before the doll was not, it didn't have anything going on with it. So usually I would say, with demons, you kind of have to bring it into the doll, or it has to it's going to use that doll as the conduit, and whether that person manifested itself or, I don't know, somehow it just attached itself through that item or chose that item. But a spirit, I would think, would do it in a similar manner. You could either invite it into that item, or it somehow has attached itself to it.
Interesting. I never thought of it that way. I always assumed that the demon was already in the doll.
I don't know. I'm assuming that the doll that we see the family get, it was already in the doll, because she says like she got the doll and already had the rules of care with it. Now, I don't know if these dolls, where they come from. I imagine wherever they come from, if they have rules of care, because it seems to be the same rules of care with Cheryl's doll, giving the payments, and then even with this little boy here, his doll doing what it asks, giving it what it kind of wants, and then you get rewarded. So I'm assuming these dolls were created with a demonic spirit attached to them, although I can't say that for a fact. That's just my opinion. Only because everybody who's had these dolls seems to have gotten them from somewhere that originated, and this spirit is always attached to it.
And we've seen 3 so far. We've seen Cheryl's, this little boy is going to have one, and then the one we just saw at the guy's house.
Yeah, I believe the dolls are sort of her. Let's see. If they're demonic, and she is the kind of witch that would be a demonic or an evil witch, and she is going to give herself to a higher power in order to receive a higher power. And this Eddie doll clearly was her altar. And I know in Supernatural, when they did altars, that was a way to control a demon also. But this one seems more of a wish fulfillment kind of demon, almost like she's asking it for things, and it either gives her a yes or a no, or it gives her what she wants. So I would think what she does at the end of this episode, the dolls, she is drawing more power from them, because she ends up taking the 2 dolls and the head and kind of doing her cross thing. So she's drawing in that power. She's trying to create this ritual in order to synergize that power.
Okay.
Because she doesn't have a group or a covenant of witches. She's a singular powered witch. She's deriving, I believe, her power from whatever this demonic force is that she's trying to take on.
She's a solo witch. That's unfortunately what they're called, solo witches.
Because usually in a covenant, they draw their powers from each other together. That's how they get more powerful.
Yep.
And she is drawing it solely off the demonic stuff that she is kind of dabbling in, as she seems to get more and more powerful now. Throughout this episode in particular, kind of shows where she's going to get this power. Yeah. Yeah, I think the doll was already evil. I don't think Cheryl invited it in. I think she found it. Because these Eddie dolls seem to find people, in a sense, more than these people find the doll, if that makes sense. Because even in this episode, I don't believe Kristen's daughter, who ends up babysitting this little boy, I don't know for a fact, but the way she said it, she didn't take the doll ended up in there. And I don't think the little boy put the doll in there. Or if he did, either way, that's just like showing how the doll sort of finds its new owner as opposed to people kind of finding it.
That's
Like
how I
it's,
took it.
yeah.
I took it as like the doll, like she says maybe the little boy put it in because deep down he was scared of it and wanted to get rid of it. But
Mm-hmm.
I think the doll was drawn to Kristen's house either because it wanted to really be with Cheryl or because of all the demonic activity within that house.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, I definitely think it's similar like the Dummy and From, but that's just me assuming that the Dummy and From is another sort of conduit for something. But we will have to wait and see for From to know.
Yes. I know I hate to get sidetracked, but just to think, if we're all assuming that maybe that dummy belonged to Christopher in some sense, what if the dummy is just like the music box? It's just in From, and it's got something attached to it, like you said here with these dolls, and it draws whoever finds it in Fromville to do stuff. Sorry, didn't mean to get sidetracked. Back to evil.
Mm-mm. No, I mean, it could be. I mean, there's a lot that we don't know with the doll yet in From. It's very possible.
But yeah, it's almost like the same thing. Like these dolls are like conduits for something and they're drawn to certain people. And I could see that doll maybe being drawn to Cheryl or just the house in general.
Yeah, it's definitely, I believe, was drawn like was it Sophia, or I'm trying to go back and see. Yeah, the doll was drawn to their house. Yeah, it's definitely like, or like you were saying, it was going to the daughter in order to get, I think, to Cheryl. But that's just like, it's assuming that. That's how I took it as well, is that was
Mhm.
kind of how they were playing that. Yeah, like the items in the cabin in the woods, kind of drawn to it, more than they were seeking it out. Because I don't think, because Cheryl didn't seek this one out either. It ended up coming to her through the granddaughters.
Mhm.
And I don't know what ends up happening to this doll. I know the father ends up wanting to get it back. They take it away, thinking that this will help sort of kind of take down the demonic sort of entity or whatever's going on, the infestation. But I don't, and I know he asked for it back. I don't know if he ever gets it back. And I kind of watched again, and I never could see if he ever got it back.
I don't know because the camera does one of those things, and at the end of that conversation, it just pans back, and we just don't see if they actually gave him the doll back. But I'm going to assume that they did.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, she was babysitting, and they played a little game of hide and seek. But she quickly finds out that the kids freaked out by this doll, and is basically doing whatever the doll says. So she gets home and she finds it in her backpack, and she's kind of like, well, okay, that's weird. But she just kind of like leaves it there, doesn't think about it. And then later that night, the parents of the little boy come over and are like, hey, we're not blaming your daughter, but, is there any way that she took this doll home with her? By chance, it ended up in her book bag or whatever. Our son's really attached to it. He won't sleep at night without it. Is there any way you can get it for us, like, right now? Like, they're very persistent about that. And Kristen's like, well, I'll ask her. She's sleeping right now. Like, y'all get off my front steps with that bullshit. Even though her kid actually, I don't think she took the doll, but her kid ends up having the doll. But yeah, that was just weird because they were seriously almost going to step in the doorway and come get that doll.
They really were. Like, no, not tomorrow. Can you ask her, like, now?
Mm-hmm.
We'll wait. And Kristen's like, yeah, bye. door slam.
And she tells her, yeah, the doll ended up in my backpack. She tells him, I think the little boy was scared of it. I didn't take it, kind of thing. And Mom's like, it's fine. We'll get it back to him in the morning. We'll tell him, it was a misunderstanding or whatever. And then just go get the doll. Well, now it's missing. And little do we know, this one here, the demonic one, takes it. So they all have to look for it. And while they're all searching for it, David gets a call, and they find out that the boy at the original house that they were assessing ends up trying to cut the cast off. Like, he's cutting through the cast because, the bugs or whatever are just bothering him, and he just can't take it anymore. So he almost like saws his arm off. It was very, very tragic. And they assumed with the doll being out that would have stopped all this, but no, it's getting worse. And that's when, that's what he used to basically saw his arm.
Friggin' kitchen turkey power knife.
And they get ready to, they're basically going to do the exorcism at this point, because they're like, okay, the doll's out and it's only getting worse. So something's going on. We're going to have to do something. And the guy that they do this first. The guy that they end up bringing in, though, he is just the worst exorcist ever.
Seriously.
But they do like a black light thing, and it shows these weird shadows on the wall. And this is like, I don't know, it's like a demon mixed with some kind of squid. I don't know, what is it called? Dang it, now I can't remember. What's it called? A chula or whatever. Something weird. Don't quite know what it is. It's got some teeth up here.
Yep. Some like arm, claw, hands.
Mm-hmm. Got some claws on it. So we got a demon shadow on the wall.
I think there's 3 of them. I think there's 3 different ones.
Yeah. So we got some weird scorpion demons. And I don't know what this demon is. I don't know what that is. It's like a head. I don't know if it's just a head. Is it attached to the scorpion? Is it like its head's like detached for a minute? I'm not so sure.
I'm not too sure either.
It could be an alien, absolutely.
That definitely looks like a scorpion tail and body, though.
Mm-hmm. So it is definitely odd, to say the least. And of course, Ben will later just debunk it. All these is just particles that have collected with stuff that's on the wall, and it creates this sort of outline later, kind of like a picture frame would do. If you had a picture frame on the wall for a long time, you take it down, it's kind of got the little outline or whatever. But what the heck would make these kind of outlines? Yeah.
I think he even says, maybe they had up old Halloween decorations.
Yeah, in that room. They just had it inside.
Just so random.
Just, in the kid's bedroom. So they get their exorcist, and here he is. And he's basically, to me, reminds me of like Chris Angel, but the exorcism version. All showed.
Yeah.
He's terrible. And even David is not very happy about this guy coming in.
Yeah, he's like, every time I stick up for the church, they send me someone like this.
God, he is the worst. All theatrics. Just all theatrics.
Yes.
We get back to our doll. And they got the doll. And they're trying to play with it. Oh, that's right. She got it. I thought it was Alexis. Alexis is the one that tells her about it. So yes, our littlest innocent one gets the doll. She has it, and they don't know what it is. Or she doesn't quite know what it is. But this one does, because Granny has taught her all about the Eddie dolls.
Well, she mistakes it for that. She literally thinks it's her grandma's doll.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's just super creepy, and it's dressed as a clown, and clowns are creepy, and it's just all around creepy.
Mm-hmm. But she does. She sets it up just like the other one, because Granny has taught her how you talk to Eddie doll. But they freak themselves out because, of course, the hell train thing decides to go blaring through, and it starts shaking everything. So they think the doll is shaking, right? Which I don't know. The doll could have been shaking, or it just could have been the train.
Or a little mixture of both.
Mm-hmm. And we get to the actual exorcism, which is really nothing. He just kind of says a lot of loud
it's
words and throws
so
some stuff
pathetic.
around. They're all laughing at him. Like, it is the worst exorcism ever. And Kurt, of course, there thinking, like, this is how things go, is trying to take, like, visuals of it, like, record it. And Chris is like, no, this is not what we do. This is bad. Do not record this. This is...
Yeah, he's like shaking at the deep. Be gone, demon. I'm like, oh my god. This is why nobody believes this shit, because
Yeah.
people like him come in and just make a mockery of it. David's just so over it.
He is. It is the worst dude ever. Because he really was just all show. He didn't do anything. But this is where things get interesting, because Kurt, of course, he's outside, and they kind of basically sent him out because he's trying to record shit. And he's out in the hallway, and he gets his little friend, which I thought originally was George. But later we will find out that it is not George. And I think it was BK who let us know that originally. He gets booped. Yeah, it really
I
does.
also thought it was George.
Because it's so dark here. I seriously thought this was George. But later we will find out that this is not George. It's actually, I think, the one that helps him write. Which is weird that he's sort of already getting the demon before he gets the conduit for it.
Oh. I never thought of that. I never put that together. But yeah, you're right.
I mean, it's just weird. That's why I thought it was George, because I was like, well, he didn't get the conduit yet. Then how did the demon come around? Unless these Eddie dolls and other things and toys and stuff are all conduits and they can hop around from one to the other, maybe. Because at first, it's like, okay, if it's not George, then it had to be the Eddie doll, right?
Mm-hmm.
The demon attached to the Eddie doll, but then the Eddie doll is not there anymore. So I'm like, well, how does this demon? But Kurt was already complaining about his back, or had he not started complaining yet? Was it right after this he starts complaining about his back? So somehow
Right
this
after
demon
this.
is just in this house randomly, and yeah, I'm not quite sure how. Kurt's little art. Yeah, I kind of agree. I don't really quite understand it or how we get this. Almost like they threw it in here. So it is a little odd. What is up, Unhinged? Glad to see you.
Hey, Unhinged. Thanks for joining us gals tonight. BK says he's coming back.
Okay. But when he gets in, let me know, because I'm going through the screenshots. I forget to look down to see if he's popped back in. But yeah, so he gets booped, and it leaves a mark on his nose.
I know, he's like, boop, boop.
Gets a little mark of shame, I guess.
Boop.
That's another, I don't know why I thought that was George, but yeah. And so Kurt at this point is going to basically be freaked out because he thinks he's seen a real demon, doesn't know what he's seen, tries later, in other episodes says it's not. He's just all kinds of messed up right now. Yeah, I love the boop. He got booped.
And like the demon says it, he's like, boop. Boop.
And it's real because Kristen's like, you got a little something on your nose. And he's like, I do. And then when he touches it, it even like marks further. Almost like it's almost making a cross on his nose, but it didn't quite get the other little line right here. Gotta get the upside down cross going on your nose.
Yeah, it's almost like, think of like the Ash for Ash Wednesday. That's what it made me think of, like when they go and put the cross on your head for Ash Wednesday.
Mm-hmm. That's what I was saying. I was saying they gotta put it, but they gotta do it upside down, do it on the nose. Blasphemy. This is when I think the dad finally reveals the rules of the doll, because he wants the doll back.
Yep.
And he is just telling David about it, and David's like, what? You never mentioned any of this before. That would have been very helpful in letting us kind of know what's going on here.
Yeah, because it's like you would think, because this is where he says, like, when my wife got it, she was given rules and everything was okay up until I forced her to stop doing it. And then a month later, she died of heart disease. And
Mhm.
now he's like, since I saw the shadow again last night, I need the doll back. And I'm just like, I don't get you, dude. Like, why would you want? Because he's basically gonna give in to the Eddie doll. That's how I took it. He's gonna
Mhm.
keep giving it the little gifts and presents that were part of the rules. And
Mhm.
I was just like, you gave in, dude.
Yep. And I mean, to be fair, they weren't really helping him. That exorcist was the worst. I would just be
So
like, yeah,
bad.
you know what? Just give me the doll back. We'll just pay it. It's fine.
Me
That's the
and you
first time
could
I
have
saw
gone in
him.
and done a better job.
Oh man, that was sad. But yeah, so this is again Kristen and David's little times together.
Is
Honestly, they do.
BK? I think BK's
Is he back?
waiting.
Okay, there you are. Welcome back, BK.
Hey,
We're just still
Did you
all
make
into.
your special coffee?
yeah. Sorry about that. Kitchen went haywire.
They just making all the orders.
It's a big cleanup was in order.
Yeah.
I'm a
But yeah,
weirdo. I don't drink coffee, so
I love coffee.
I've never had. My grandmother almost disowned me for being an Italian who doesn't like coffee, but I don't drink it.
Hmm.
Yeah, Italians, you guys do it what? You do it for breakfast, you have one for after dinner.
Oh, in my
You're
house,
all over the
whenever
place.
somebody walks through the door, anybody puts on a pot of coffee.
Huh.
But they use the old Guinea percolators. They're like the silver things that are like 100 years old. That takes like an hour to make coffee that she makes on the stove, and it like percolates the coffee and stuff.
Yeah, I'm coming over. Bot flies or not.
Hmm.
Let's do it.
Yeah, so we just finished talking about the dolls.
Yeah, I have no idea. Those are three very random origin stories. I have no idea.
They're all connected. I think they're conduits for demons.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
But then we're moving on to like the second kind of story. I guess the one where we get kind of the Leland and the nuns sort of storyline.
No, this is great.
I love her though, because her and Leland are just the best adversaries.
Yeah, this dynamic is perfect.
She so
spills all over.
nonchalantly just spills the coffee, like, or the tea, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Like, oops, and then she like flattens out the
Wipes it.
napkin, like,
Yeah.
here you go.
Extra, very extra in all the movements, like very disturbing. Try to disturb their little meeting. Yeah, I agree, Kiwi. Yeah, their scenes are some of the best. She don't hold back, man. She mean. She just tell David, tell them all. But yeah, I'm trying to remember what David was talking to him about. I know how to do with Leland. It's always about Leland. When is he not bitching about Leland? The Leland won't leave him alone. Oh yeah, because this is going to deal with how he's still, because he's going back to the church and kind of the group of guys that he kind of met up with, and how they're trying. And this guy was trying to tell him, you come help us over here with outreach. We do a lot of work for the poor and stuff like that here. And they kind of get in this little debate about whether Satan is real or whatever, the supernatural stuff is real. And David basically is like, well, you gotta, how can you believe in God and not believe in the sort of supernatural weird stuff? And he kind of gets in about the exorcisms and stuff, and he tells him, he's like, well, I got a kid that's basically trying to saw his arm off right now that needs me. Which one is more important? and which one is more real. This kid's really in danger, and we don't know what's wrong, but could be there helping. Helping is helping, I guess, is kind of what David is saying.
hmm And Sister Andrea is basically like telling him, like, listen, God chose you for these visions. He chose you for this path. And right now, Leland's trying to take you off that path. Like, we're about to go to war. Like, you can't doubt yourself now. Like, you've got to become ordained. Like, there's power in that.
Mhm.
And because you could see he's really kind of on the fence of, should I still do it? Should I not do it? And she's like, ask him, like, ask this friend of yours what he believes. Like, does he believe in the supernatural? Because that's what it is. That's what it's about for you. Like, you see visions, you see demons, you see the devil, like, you see things that other people can't see.
Mm-hmm.
And like, that's what you kind of got to base it on. You can't base it on, that there's just the good when it comes to, because with God comes the devil.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can't have one without the other, so to speak.
Absolutely. Yeah, they try to get David to come onto his side and join the fellowship, but David really does believe that he has a stronger calling to help. And it's not even so much to help the church as it is just to help sort of fight that spiritual battle on a different playing field than just what some of these other fellowships are trying to do. He sees his place as sort of on the front lines against evil. But that was pretty much, I think, most of David's story in that one.
Yeah, it was just a little banter with him back and forth. And then the most interesting part is what we get with Sister Andrea.
Mm.
Oh no, there's only 2 stories in this episode.
No, there's
So that's
one more.
it.
There's one more, I think. Or did I already?
Oh, I'm looking at the wrong. I'm looking at my notes for C as Cannibal.
Yeah, we got one more. It's just about Cheryl. And this one I like because this is, all right, it starts off with her kind of sending her granddaughters off to school, doing her grandma duties, and then we get her little friend following her. Oh
Yes.
my god, his name just is it Edwin?
Oh.
No. What was it?
Edward, I believe his name is Edward.
Edward. I said Edwin. I was off.
Wasn't it funny? The doll's Eddie and he's Edward.
Yeah, I thought that was weird too. And he could be the head of the doll line. Well, actually, I guess not, though, because he doesn't give her the dolls. He just gives her the head. But yeah, he's got a little mission for...
Yeah, I think he's like, you do 3 things for me, and I'll do 1 awesome thing for you.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't sound fair.
No. And the trick is that she doesn't get to know what those things are or what she gets, but he promises that it will be basically really, really like the best thing ever. And she's like, yeah, that's perspective. What do you mean? It's going to be like priceless kind of thing. But the first thing he asks is basically she just sits, she walks in this office, doesn't pay attention to anybody except for this little like puzzle in her hand that she has to solve until he says the word daffodil. And when he says that, her little butt gets to get up and slap this man in the face and walk away. No questions asked, just get up, pop him in the face, walk out. And then this part is what was weird, because she almost seems like she's not into whatever's going on. And then, like, dude kind of, like, creeps on her a little bit, and then she's okay with it. Is she, like, almost like they have a little thing in the elevator.
Yeah, he gives her some lady loving.
I know, but that look on her face, like, she was just seemed like she wasn't completely into it, but almost, or like she was very vulnerable at that point. And then he was, but I don't know, it was just a weird scene. That was a weird moment.
Yeah, she was in a very weird position here to not know what's going on.
Mm-hmm. And he tends to do that to her, which is why she wants to, I think, kill him somehow in the end.
Yeah, they're almost like the Sith in Star Wars, where they don't want to wait. You know what I mean? To like assume the throne or assume the mantle.
Mm-hmm.
They have to kill they have to kill their superior to take it.
Oh yeah. Well, she's got to eat a piece of him, doesn't she? I know she got the head as like her symbol of the sigil, but weren't you supposed to like eat a part of the person in order to become the next head of the house?
Yeah, but if he's the head of the house, then she has to eat of him.
That's what I'm saying. Doesn't she have to eat him? So doesn't
Yeah,
she
but
have to like kill him
Yeah,
to get that full position?
but I don't know if the eating is more of a ritual rather than like something that like something supernatural happens and you know what I mean? Like I don't know if anything's attached to it like that, or if it's just like
if it's more symbolic or actual.
if it's
Well,
just a
because,
demonic rite or something supernatural.
Well, because I know, and I think it's C is for cannibalism. They Sister Andrea talks about it because she gets the vision or the dream with the cannibal demon. And
Mhm.
later she's like, cannibal, that's the word I was looking for. And she talks about how you have to eat a part of it in order to take on that demon or whatever.
Yeah, but then I don't know if she's citing the right or if she knows something more.
I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, she's not one of them. So it's like either she has seen something to like verify it, or otherwise she doesn't know any more than they do.
Well, the demon told her something, and that's where I think she got the information from. He said something to her in another language. She wrote it down in her journal. And then the next morning she was like, when they said cannibalism or whatever, she was like, oh, that's the word I was looking for. But
Well, we
we're gonna
see it
get
in
to
the
that
next
one
episode.
next.
Yeah.
We'll see that all in the next episode. But we get to our second little little favor, I guess, that he asked her to do, and I don't think she even realizes this is what they're there for. She thinks they're, I think, done essentially because they're having a nice little dinner. He kind of brings out, I don't know if they get to dessert, and then he's like, daffodil again. And she comes up to this dude, and
This part was kind of funny. You gotta admit, it was kind of funny.
I don't think she knew that she was going to do this at the dinner because she seemed like irritated when she had to get up. And he gives him this like, "Hey, I got my test results for you. Oh, good.
clean.
Don't worry.
Yeah.
Are you the wife? Don't worry."
Yeah, this is dark. This is dark, right? Right to her face in public. That's dark.
Slaps down her clean STD test.
And like I said, Cheryl just does not seem like she's really into this. Like she wants to get done with it to get whatever it is that he has promised. And she's just
And he tries to renege here in the car. She goes nuts on him.
She ducks him out
first, and then she slaps the shit out of him.
No, she punches him. It ain't a slap. She punches him.
And then he's like, "I'm just kidding. Here's a jar of my ancestor's head.
Here, thank you very much." In a Tiffany box, no less. Like,
yep. A creepy little shrunken head.
Yes, it is.
It reminds me of the shrunken heads from Beetlejuice.
Yeah, and they got a remake of that coming out.
Yeah, I know. I hope it's good. Oh, and they better not ruin it. I know it's got all the cast for the most part. I believe all the original cast, but that don't mean they still can't ruin it. They better.
Does it really?
I believe so.
Oh,
yeah.
That'd be something.
All right, and here we are. There is Leland. She goes to Leland's, and there is her sigil.
Nice.
And then this is the next ring in, which is where I believe the kid's sigil is going to be. It's not this one, but it's on this.
Pull back on the line where Leland's is. That's David's father's right there. The next one over with the cross on it. Yes.
Yep, this one. Yep. That's the art. Well, I don't know, all of his artist paintings.
Yeah, the slave owner. Yeah.
So so Leland's out here. Hers technically is one in, so I would assume she's slightly more powerful than Leland at this point, which I think Leland doesn't like because he tries to bring her down in like season.
Well, Leland's still ahead. She's still just a successor.
Well, that's true. She hasn't fully got that one yet. But I
But
love how
he had to
this
cede
one-
some ground. He had to cede some ground after he cut off the relationship to like win her back.
I love how they do like the eyes on this one. It's weird because like it's got one eye that's kind of like sewed up, and this one's like wompy. Do you remember on Edwin's face? She said his eye had this weird.
Yeah. He's got I forget. They use it. It's in the Song of Ice and Fire a lot too. It's
So I wonder
what is it?
if that is something that comes along with having that, being that demonic sigil householder. It's having that weird eye defect.
That would be really specific. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. It just was very strange that it had a weird eye, and I can't remember which one of his eyes was that way. Is it the
I don't
left?
remember which one, yeah, but he has that like genetic to where they're two different colors, I believe.
Mm-hmm. I was just curious because
Oh,
most of this seems
interesting.
pretty, straightforward. It's a little shrunken head, the eyes are sewed, but then this eye stood out. What's up with that eye? I don't know. We'll have to find out if we'll know if Cheryl gets a weird wompy eye at some point.
Okay. Sorry.
Oh yeah. If one of Cheryl's eyes turns colors after she kills him and takes over.
Yeah, heterochromia.
Is that what it's called? Okay.
Yep.
Nice. Yeah, these
Cool,
sigils
cool.
are weird. They're all kind of interesting.
Yeah, I definitely hope we get more of an explanation of this map.
Mhm.
That's for sure.
Yeah, there's a lot on it that I don't even understand, and trust me, if I've looked at it a million times till I've gone blind. But yes, we get back. Cheryl gets back, and she now has her head, and she's got her two dolls. She finds this one sitting here, and she grabs hers, which is in the cupboard, which was interesting. She left hers. She didn't leave hers out. He was put up for a little bit. I don't know what he was put up for. Safekeeping, maybe? Who knows?
And she doesn't question it. She just like accepts the doll and is like, "Oh, there's another one."
Well, it's almost a signal to her. She was like, "I'm ready now." This was the father, the son. Let's see. We got the father, and then I don't remember if this one was the son, and this is the Holy Spirit kind of thing where she puts the jar. But I know this one was the father. Father, the son. And yeah,
I think the jar was the Holy Spirit.
I think so too. And it's even symbolic of when she does the cross and she's doing this prayer. You get the Virgin Mary sort of in the background praying as well. So she's creating her own sort of ritual, and it is very much so like blasphemy to Catholicism.
Yeah, it's almost like she's praying to the dolls and the statue's praying for her.
Yeah, I took it as blasphemy as her. She's doing the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, but she's doing it in a demonic form.
Mm-hmm.
And I know I've seen in so many movies when they show like the way that a demonic spirit would mock God would to
they
do
flip,
things.
they flip the rights of the church.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it would be very characteristic of a demonic to do something like this.
Oh yeah, well it's the same thing with the pentagram. The pentagram itself is not a demonic symbol at all. It is a symbol of protection and like there's more to it, but you introvert it, you turn it upside down, it then turns into the opposite meaning of what it really stands for.
Mhm.
That's why when it comes to anything demonic, it's typically turned upside down or introverted, because when it's right side up and in its true form, it actually stands for more positive things, more protection, luck and vitality and stuff to that than it does when it's introverted.
Mm-hmm. But that's pretty much the end of that episode. Which I said it's pretty good because we get some good things going on. We're starting to kind of connect. I mean, even though the Eddie dolls haven't fully connected, we're getting the pieces to the Eddie dolls. We're getting the pieces to the map. We're sort of starting to see how these different things are going to connect. And then season 3 just really connects it a little. Like it just we keep getting those little connections that we're going to hopefully get answered in season 4.
Mm-hmm.
That is that episode. We got one more for tonight, and that is C is for Cannibals. Everybody loves
This was
cannibals.
good. This was a good episode. Out of the whole season, this was one of the better ones.
It was the first like flying demon, right?
Yeah, I think so. And we really get to see a demon too, like kind of chase them, not just kind of appear. Like, cause most of them have been like dream-like demons, or even the one like you kind of see them, but they don't. This one was really scary. Like this one, I thought was gonna get them. Even the elevator demon was kind of scary, but this one, I don't know. This one was scary.
Yeah, the elevator one was crazy.
Somehow this one still seems scarier. I don't know why.
Yes, the wings, the horns, it's everything.
Something.
It's
Yeah.
100% demonic in like how it's painted in pop culture.
Mm-hmm.
It's the norm.
There it is. Our book Terrible Things with our C is for Cannibal. This one's pretty fun. Let's see. You get your ribs, your flank, your leg, your shank. You just kind of break it all down. Get your brisket.
Yeah. It's got nothing between the shanks.
You ain't talking about the moistures down there.
Poor sake.
It's a Ken doll.
Chuck. Chuck.
I love it because it shows the doll or this dude like you're gonna cut him up and eat him, but really he just wants to eat you. He'll eat your little finger, a little bite, a little taste, chomp chomp, yum yum.
Yep, just took that dude's finger.
Yeah, because they said it was chasing David, like for real chasing him. Like I don't know, even though I know Kristen kind of got chased by the elevator demon, it just wasn't. I don't know, it was more scarier because David was like, I thought he was gonna for real get sliced and diced by that thing at first. Like, oh, David gonna get marked. But yeah. We get our little boy here, and he unfortunately is going to be similar to Cheryl. He is going to take on, but he's going to take it. He's going to actually become the successor.
Yeah, I believe his name is Mitch.
Old Mitch, poor kid. He's looking a little rough, but it's also, I believe, test
Poor
week
guy.
or something like that. They're in college. I forget what they call it. They all get to scream. But yeah, he's not looking too healthy.
Yeah,
Is that really what they do on college campuses now? They just have a group where you're outside just screaming.
Well, I think they did it for because it was test week or whatever. They were cramming for finals, and so it's a way to let stress out.
Okay.
It's like at a certain time or something like that. I think it's scheduled.
I know it's been a while since I've gone to college, but I don't remember us just standing outside screaming because it was time to take tests.
Yeah, no, that's just something I think they do now I don't know if they really do that now or not, but the way the show made it out was something to help de-stress during finals. Yeah, he's very pale indeed because I don't think he's been eating right, and I think it was even saying he wasn't eating a lot of protein. I don't know if he was vegan. I think
He was
said
one of
that,
those.
right? Yeah,
He was one of
vegan.
those.
And so they assumed that he just had a protein deficiency from not eating enough, basically meat. You're not getting iron and stuff that you need from your meats.
Yep.
And you're not going to get enough of it just eating the things that he was eating, or he's not getting enough intake. And so that's why he was craving it, so much so he was craving raw meat. And he thought that was very weird. And so it wasn't really until he started craving human dead flesh that it started to become a little more concerning. And I believe he's also like a med student, so he's around anatomy and dead bodies.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of where he gets to where he's around this dead body and he's like, yeah, I could smell it and I wanted to eat it. It's like, oh no. I mean, because it's like, it's bad enough you're a cannibal and you're just like, want to eat a human man, but you see the dead, like he's talking about not just like someone that's been preserved or the meat's been preserved. He's talking about somebody that's like dead and rotting flesh. Like formaldehydes in their body and stuff. Because they're slightly preserved for like autopsies and stuff, but they're still like not fresh bodies, to say the least.
Yeah, and I think he said he was like standing over the cadaver and was like actually like salivating.
Yeah, it's gross. This is his roommate who says, yeah, dude's pretty weird. He's got to zip tie himself to the bed so he doesn't try to eat me. But otherwise, we get along as roommates. Not too bad.
I think I'd request a new roommate. I'd be like, yo, I'm out. You're trying to eat me, dude. We can't be roommates no more.
I know, right?
Yeah, but he's taking initiative. You gotta respect that. He knows he has a problem.
Yeah.
He's put in place certain
procedures, protocols, precautions.
Yeah, he's got to restrain himself, and
he did until he ate through them later. God damn.
Like a beaver.
Okay, so we'll give him a pass because
he's trying. He's definitely trying.
He gets an A for effort.
I don't want to eat you.
Because people were streaking when Sophia was in college. Yep. I've heard of them streakers.
Yeah, I was one of them.
Oh Lord. Things we get to learn about each other.
I told you can't go public with that until I'm dead.
Oh, I don't care. I was young and much different than I am now, and yeah, it was a drunken the days when I used to drink. Hey, I made $50. That's 15 years ago. $50 was a lot of money.
Yep.
I don't know what to say about that, but
everything I say will just egg on the situation. Oh no! Just bite your tongue.
But we see here they get to the little room where a lot of these. It's kind of like been, I guess, closed off, but somehow this body's in here later. I don't know. Just happens that the cadaver body ends up in here, but they're in here. And these kids, apparently, they do this, it's like people have, or they're not kids, but these college students are doing basically like a initiation kind of thing where y'all have to kind of spend the night here in the, what do they call the little boxes or little drawers they put you in?
I forgot. I just kept calling it a morgue.
The little ice boxes they put you in while they're still getting ready to autopsy you and stuff. And they find blood on the floor, or what they think is blood. I don't know if it was blood or just this paint that they wrote on the wall. It says 3 a.m. hot, and that's the challenge. And they go in there, and they're looking around, and they find the room basically where the kids are. And they're in these little, I don't remember what they're called. I'm going to call them ice boxes. They're the ice boxes.
Little dead people freezers.
And this is so creepy too, right? Because they're in here and they find wine and they're just kind of looking, and Kristen looks up and this chick starting to come out of here and Kristen doesn't say nothing. They look and like
that would be crazy. That would be crazy.
David and they were looking at her like, what?
Absolutely,
and they turn around and I thought it was for real, like, oh my god, they're gonna see a for real zombie.
Yeah.
Yes, Sophia.
Kristen was bugging out for a moment. She was just like, do you guys see that? Please tell me you see that. Am I hallucinating again? You guys see that, right?
Yeah, because she's on so many meds.
Mm-hmm. She don't know if
Seriously.
it's real or not. But no, it's some college kids, and they just sleeping, doing their haunt. They ask them, can they close the drawers on their way out?
That would have triggered my kill instinct.
Telling you, man, I would have at least been running or something. I damn sure ain't been standing there like with the flashlight waiting to see what the fuck is popping out of there. We gonna throw something or something. I don't know. You can't do nothing. You stand there. I've watched enough horror to know you don't just stand there.
Right?
And they start to leave, and Kristen and David think, or I'm sorry, Kristen and Ben think David's right behind them, and he somehow done went off on his little side quest, and he finds this other part or this other room, and there's like literally, I think this is where the cadaver ends up, and there's this looks like an egg, like I thought it was like a big ass fucking eggshell, like alien egg or some shit at first.
That's what I thought at first too. Like it was gonna hatch or something.
I know, right? Yep, there's the cadaver. Somehow this cadaver is in this room. The morgue that is sealed off and closed off. I don't know why. But we also see attached to it is the demon. He's almost like just with the body, right?
It's
So
just munching
creepy.
on its toes.
It is
Just
so
munching on some toes.
Like I said, I don't know if this is the cadaver of him or if this is some random cadaver that he's somehow gotten someone to bring in here to him. I'm not really sure.
Nobody sees him but David, right?
Yes. And the nun in her dream later.
Okay.
It talks to her.
Yeah, look at that. Freaky.
Yes. Got some nice teeth on him. Very
Some Sith yellow eyes.
yeah. It's up to no good.
And I love it. That's all practical. There's
Mhm.
actually some dude in a suit in there.
Look at that wingspan.
Yeah, exactly. I love that it's not just all CGI.
I know, right? That's what makes this show, I think, pretty good. That's what I like it most is when we get the monsters and stuff because they're good. Yeah, the thing it takes off after David. He runs. This thing is massive, and it's like it's coming at him so fast. It's literally like running into the hallways and stuff, trying to catch up to him.
Yeah, that wingspan's a problem.
I think it's
That's
massive.
the only thing that helped David.
Yeah,
That was the only thing that helped David was the fact that it was so big, it couldn't get the jump on him.
Yeah, that's what I said. They sit here standing. David stood there and watched this thing for too long too. Yeah, they need to stop waiting for the creepy things to come after them. As soon as you creep out, you can run out the other door and you don't look back. Don't wait till it chases you.
It's for the storytelling. I don't think in real life. Yeah, I think he'd book it.
I know, right?
Yeah.
I'd be damned.
I think we've all watched enough horror movies to know you never investigate the noise.
Yeah, Michael. Yeah, the Michael angel demon. Yeah, that was. I'm assuming it was an angel. I'm still questioning that thing.
Me too.
Yeah. The angel looked really good. Archangel Michael.
Yeah,
That was really cool.
yeah. It's supposed to be an angel, but I still question its motives. It seemed evil.
Yeah, it was dark.
Everything in this show is evil, even the angels.
They were talking about like the apocalypse, like the whole.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
Yep, the cleansing
Yeah,
that'll begin soon.
yeah.
Because we
The
will
cleansing.
be at the end of season 3. Will be what? How many days did they say till Babylon? Is it 23 or 60? So I don't remember, but so many days till with Woe of Babylon. So we are getting ready for the end times. But yes, they go back and report, of course, and tell what they saw. At least what they saw of the room, not what David saw. He didn't really tell nobody about that. And they get a call, and good old Mitch has chewed through his zip ties. It's nice. Also, we get Leland kind of intervenes as well at some point.
Oh, it's coming up.
Okay. All right, so yeah, they find him in here with the cadaver. And I believe this is the same cadaver that David saw in that room. I'm almost positive, but
I couldn't get a good shot of the the cadaver's head when the demon was eating at him.
Yeah, it definitely looks the same.
Mm-hmm. He wants to eat this cadaver. This one in particular, it's talking to him. It is telling him to eat me. And he literally goes to eat it, and David has to like grab him and take him away.
Yeah, he's got some possession going on.
And that is when they notice, or Ben notices the sigil. And here we have the sigil. Like, first of all, I'm sorry. Who in the hell brands a dead body with the sigil? Was his tattoo just always here?
I think that the guy always had that because if he was the head of the house, he might have done that to himself. And he's just a guy that would do that. You know what I mean?
So do they all brand themselves, or did he
I don't think
decide
so.
to brand himself?
I think that's a personal choice. I don't think everyone is like that. Like it's on their head.
USDA grade either.
Yeah, there's no branding like that.
Top grade meat.
Yeah. Well, they give him this part too in particular, so I was like, I'm giving him the best part. It's prime.
It's fully
Marked.
organic.
It's marked. See, they marked it's prime. Yeah, it could have been under the hair. I was just curious because I was like, who the hell just like marks their cadavers like this?
Yeah, and I can't recall that ever being like a prime cut on any other animal. Like you never hear like, oh yeah, the scalp is great.
Mm-hmm.
Some
You know what I mean?
cultures do eat
like
that
a
kind of stuff.
sigil.
I know. But if you were, yeah, exactly. If that was the thing that you had to eat, wouldn't you put that on a place of the body where like there's like a decent meal?
One you could barbecue a little better.
Yeah.
Oh, he ate it raw.
Yeah.
I know, but I'm just saying. Slap some barbecue sauce on that bitch.
Yummy.
At least make it somewhat appetizing.
Yep. Scalp is so good. Yum yum. You've never tried it. It's the other white meat.
Where's Snuggie? Slap some Velveeta on it.
That might be that'll be the time I accept. I accept Velveeta.
Yeah, I guess if you're eating flesh, might as well, right?
Yeah. Try to
You only go crazy.
cover it.
Don't
Slap
go
some
full crazy.
Velveeta on it with a side of chocolate cake.
Yeah, I'm all in. Oh, shit.
Yep, this is good though. Chris is trying to help this poor kid, and they literally send Leland in the church to help oversight them. Like, what in the fuck? But yeah, so Leland's there to help with the evaluation, assessment, whatever. And Kristen's like, no, not even no, hell no. Tell them to get the hell on. And so they both get on the phone with Daddy. She gets on the phone with Ben, and he gets on the phone with Monsignor?
Yeah.
And he's just like, y'all just need to work together. Put you on speakerphone and see if we can't figure it out. And of course, Leland plays his games and pretends like Kristen's basically causing all the problems. She's throwing her shoes at him.
He's like, ow, Kristen. Ouch. You
Can we
hear
just
that?
work
She's
together?
hitting me.
Yeah, this is so
She just threw her shoe.
So he says, y'all need to work together. David needs to go back to getting ready to be a priest, and y'all figure it out kind of thing. So Kristen, she figures it out. She figures out exactly what's going to help her feel better. And since Leland accused her of it, she went ahead and did it. Except she didn't just throw it. She smacks the crap out of Leland with her shoe a couple times. And she's like, yes, it just makes me feel good, Leland. Because, he's like, what was it? Kristen, you need to get help. And she's like, this is me on help, Leland.
Yeah, this is me with help.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Oh, I loved it.
He's like, what are you going to do? Throw it at me?
I'm doing nothing. Nothing at all. She grabs the shoe, just and clocks him good. Makes him bleed a little bit. In which, of course, in the end, we all know that he's into it too. He tried to act like he was hurt, but he liked it.
Yeah, Sophia, I have no idea. I had thought about that, like, because they ate of his body. I'm wondering if that like changed Leland's house at some point, or if Cheryl had an in by doing that, which is what I thought I thought Cheryl had to assume that mantle because he had prepared that meal and got Cheryl to eat of the body that would be where she takes off, but then she ended up being a successor to what I forget his name, the other guy.
Yeah, I think this guy here eating the sigil is giving him that power. I don't know if anybody else ate off of him or not. I don't remember seeing them eat off of the body. I know they talked like they were, but they never showed that. They just showed him eating it.
Mm-hmm. But I wonder if after Leland fed
So if they
him and
took,
Cheryl the
I don't
ghost,
know.
the goat food, remember
Yeah, I
he
don't
chopped them up
know.
and cooked them, if that was
could
how
have.
Cheryl's able to see
But
the
see, he wasn't the head of a house though. That goat demon was just like I don't think he was the head of a house.
But
okay.
that's the thing is, you know, because they're only, sometimes we get them like the manager at Daffodil. We know that that's a person because Lexus walked in. She knows that it was just a guy, but all we see is what he looks like to Cheryl.
And I'm
So
pretty
maybe,
sure that goat guy was a human therapist, but part of the demon group. But I don't think he was like the head of a house demon. He could have been a lesser. Because if you look at the houses of the demons in actual lore, not the ones they have in the show, but they even mention it in the show a little bit when they talked season 1 when they when they were talking about Leland and his sigil, and they were talking about how this demon is the demon of this. Well, you look at these demons. Usually, these demons, they're the head of a house, but they also have a certain number of demons or lesser demons that they control or that are under them. So I'm assuming that if Daffodil, the main demon that we see at Daffodil, is the head of a demonic house, the other underlings that he would have under there would still look demonic, possibly to those who could see. Because where was it in Leland's house? They show Kurt the possession of another person. He was literally being possessed by a demon, but he was not being possessed by a demon of a greater house. He was just being possessed by a demon. So assuming that, then what they ate could have just been a normal demonic possession, not a passing on of a house.
Gotcha.
Right.
Okay.
But yeah, but Leland tells this kid basically that there's nothing wrong with cannibalism. I mean, because Catholicism tells you you're allowed to take the body and blood of Christ. As long as it's not living, you're good to go. And it's the most holy of sacraments. So who are anyone to tell you cannot eat of dead flesh? Very strange. But yeah, definitely puts that into perspective, the whole blood and body of Christ. Cannibals. Sorry. At least according to Leland, it makes people cannibals.
No, that's true. They are consuming, even though it's not actual, body and blood, but it's still the thought of what you're labeling it as. Is it still considered cannibalism?
I don't know. Yeah, Leland definitely make you think about things. But he has prepared a feast for this young man. I believe we got root beer back there too. Is that root beer? Did they provide the root beer?
I think so.
Yeah, for sure.
It's like there's the cheese platter, some pretzels, and some brain.
Mm-hmm. It is your birthday. Happy birthday. It's the first day of the rest of your life.
At least he's gonna get healthier. You know what I mean? He'll stop being so. He'll stop looking so pale. Like
Maybe
he'll get the nutrients
get some good
he
protein
needs.
in.
Yeah, exactly. He'll definitely feel better.
He even introduces Cheryl. She's new. She's new to being just like you. So she's not quite there yet, but she's getting to be just like you, son. And Cheryl definitely lets Leland know to keep his hands off the granddaughters. If anything happens to him, something's gonna happen to his little people down there. She threatens him with a knife.
Yeah, I think she actually says, "I will cut your dick off."
Pretty much, yeah. She threatens the member. I mean, a little long pig will do that. Yeah, you just need a little of the long pig in your digestive system to make you take the paleness away.
That's what bothered me about. So she threatens him there, right? Doesn't she threatens him about the grandbabies, right?
Yep. To kill. Now, if anything like bad happens to him, I don't think she considers.
But then she's in on what they try to do to Lexus later.
I don't think she considers that to be bad. She's more thinking like killing them or creeping on them, because I think she thinks that's power. She's okay with that.
Yeah, I think she thinks that's like her daughter, like her granddaughter's going to get like almost a throne of some kind, power, a legacy within this sigil family of demonic entities. And so she was threatening, like, if any harm, like real harm comes to them, I'll mess you up.
Because I think at one point he was talking about killing them or something like that. I know he joked about it or even said it when Andy was taken. Well, here we have the feast. It's prepared so beautifully for him. And they have the prime cut off of his head, his skull.
And they covered up his shank areas.
They covered up all of his shame. The beautiful flowers.
His man parts.
Arranged very beautifully.
So do you think they're gonna all eat that dude?
I don't know. Might be because they took his foot off. I didn't think they were, but they did take the foot off. Who ate the foot?
Who did that? Yeah. I didn't even notice that. Yeah,
I didn't notice that either.
Y'all never saw that.
That is
put in the kitchen making some stock.
Yep.
Yeah, that's absolutely fresh. That's not like an old wound he has.
No.
That's a clean cut right there.
They took the leg off. Or foot, I mean. And
did they go get the kitchen knife from the doll story from the dude? We need to borrow your kitchen equipment.
Mm-hmm. They took a little off the top and just a little off the bottom. And this chick right here, like out of all of them, this chick right here, just I don't know, something about her give me some weird vibes. And then this chick here too, these two chicks, and he's just like I don't know, he looked like he don't belong here.
He's just tired, you know.
No, he's totally checking out her boobs.
It's been a long day, and he's just
He's totally checking out that chick's rack.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, fair enough.
even as an extra, like, what are you gonna do on the job? That's what we're doing. We're standing around. I'm gonna look.
She's got them out there.
Look, she's looking down at that leg. She wanted that foot. She's ready to eat. And he's ready to eat her. It's a hell of a night.
Oh, good God.
What? I was just... They're cannibals. What were you thinking, Dana? God. You're disgusting. I was talking about actually like eating her.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, you just made me cry.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm innocent. Dirty mind. But yeah, there's the prime cut, and he gets to eat it. You have to present it to the whole room first. So he's like literally salivating trying to eat this damn piece of flesh.
He never takes his eyes off it as Leland's like doing stuff. The kid's just like watching it.
He's presenting it to the room. Everybody has to bow to the sigil before he gets to take or partake in it. And then he is fully himself now. He is crowned new demonic lord of this house.
I wonder if we'll see him again.
I would think we would have to, maybe, possibly, if not just a little something, a little update. Like maybe he's over there at Leland's house when Cheryl goes over for something. He's like, "Oh, hey, Mitch, how you been feeling? You're looking a lot better now. Not so pale." This is making this so much better. I'm glad. Good. I'm glad you're having a good time.
That's
Always good
what
to
we're
hear.
here for. Let me entertain you.
Yes, they will eat that dude. The kid got the prime cut. He sure did. It's far better than the actual show. Well, thank you guys. I'm so happy that we're outshining evil Paramount Plus.
Yay!
Yeah, we'll just tell the story from here on out. Don't worry.
Pretty much.
Oh, let's see. Our next one, little story. Let me get it pulled up. And it is our last story for the evening, I believe.
Yep.
Oh, the
We're going to
fun's
see
almost
David
over.
get ordained.
Oh, yes. Our good priest. He gets to be ordained. And they ask him questions about the priesthood and why he'd want to be a priest and all these little questions. You gotta take a test. A little first test. All these old dudes. And they were weird. Like just like random questions too, I think. About like I don't know if they asked him like scripture and just all kinds of different stuff.
Yeah, I think some of the questions are in Latin.
And it was kind of boring. This part I was just like, oh my god. I felt for David. I was like, man, this is what you gotta go through. And he's just sitting there like answering like, oh, felt for him. Like, can we just I don't know. It was just weird because they're literally just asking all these random questions. Which I don't know. The church does that sometimes, though.
Yeah, the church is very weird.
I mean, you just feel like you just in class again in school. But then we get to where they do the legal side, and this was funny because he gets to see his little lover again for the first time in a while. They chose her particularly to ask him legal questions about any improprieties or anything that can embarrass the church. We'll just say that, sexual or otherwise. And she's like, "We don't care about how many partners you've had. We just want to make sure there's no partners that could cause any backlash on the church."
It's like, I know what you mean. Like, the church scandals have been in the forefront of the media for a long time. I get what this is about.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
And
Pretty
because he
much.
does have some legal issues in the past that, so they had to, make sure that he's not still having those problems or anything like that. But yeah. And then she's like, how you been doing? And is this what you really want? Or is this for my sister? Poor David. Everybody making you question his path. He chose his path. Let him live it. It is not my path, but it is his. But yeah, he's still having his thoughts because he ain't got rid of his little demon yet either. He got a little pest attached to him that is bringing out his darker nature. So it does similar to him as in Kristen, except he may or I wouldn't say he has more self-control, but less temptation, less opportunity. Because we already know he got tempted once, and he did it with the lawyer. And he wants to do it with Kristen. Yeah, he thinks he did it with Kristen. So David, our holy one, is not as holy as he would like to be. He is being taken down by the darker side. They were his fantasies, but that demon chick is just a little bit more than a fantasy because he even thinks at one point when Kristen walks in the room in season 3 that it's still the demon chick, and he's like, leave me alone, get away, or something like that. And then she's like, or something, I forgot what he said to her, but he freaks out on her, and she's like, what? And he's like, oh my god, I thought you were somebody else. It was little lover.
That's the mosquito one.
Yeah, he does kiss. Kristen and him kiss. They kiss. Yeah, it takes two to tango.
Yeah.
It takes two to tango or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, he's all up in his fantasies. It's like plays him throughout season 1 and season 2 pretty much. Oh yeah, the shower scene was a fantasy. Yeah, all those he can't get the thoughts out of his head. They will not leave him.
Those dirty, dirty thoughts.
Yeah, because like I say, he did it in the monastery. He couldn't stop having dirty thoughts. He just has a hard time clearing his mind of such things. But we get to the little party they have for him and I believe this is not her. This is on Ben's apartment, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is at Ben's. Got the girls back there. Cheryl's here. The nun. The whole gang. Just everybody came for the party. It's a nice celebration. Kurt.
Some extras we've never seen before.
Just a few extras. They're all here gathered to celebrate him. I mean, I don't know why Cheryl's there, but whatever. She's there too. Being nosy.
Yeah, right? Like, oh, you met him once coming down a hallway?
Yeah, it was interesting. And they partied up. She got her margarita. We all know she loves that little mini
Even
margarita.
Sister Andrea's getting her drink on.
Did she? I didn't even notice it.
Yeah, she had a beer.
There you go, sister. Have you one?
None in the Bible that says you can't have a little drinky drink.
Oh, you
Or
got
is there?
monastery. They get to have a lot to drinky drink. It was drinking that, what was it, whiskey?
Yeah.
Or no, it was wine, but it was aged in whiskey barrels. It was very nice. Yeah,
I
pretty
love
much.
this conversation between the two of them. Like, Kurt's like, I can't talk to anybody else about this because everybody else would think I'm crazy. And she's just like, so what? You want me to tell you that you really saw a demon? She's like, go get baptized so you don't get dragged into hell.
Yeah, pretty much.
He
Poor Kurt. He wanted a better answer than that.
Well,
really did.
Leland saves him.
Yeah, Leland comes in and rescues him, saves the day, gives him all that he needs.
Yep.
His muse.
But yes, Sophia, it was funny that they threw a "you can't get laid" because you're a priest tomorrow party, celebrating the fact he, yep, pretty much just celebrate it. But yes, Ben and the girls, they get their moment. Of course, they kind of always look at Ben as Ben the Magnificent.
Yeah.
Even if he starts to slip a little from time to time.
I still think the best was that time in the bathroom when they noticed Ben was wearing two different shoes. And they're like, Ben the Magnificent, you're a mess.
Yeah, that's when he starts slipping. Definitely really starts slipping. And then that's when they got to get the head fished out of there. That comes later. And get the head put down the toilet after Andy comes back. Because, everybody knows that when you find a dead or a nasty jar under the bed that you go dispose of it in the toilet, and if there's a head in there, you just plunger that shit down.
Yeah. But first you open it and then you smell it.
Yeah.
You definitely, You check the freshness. Yeah.
I'm surprised he didn't take a sip of it, to be honest.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my God. Whoa. Oh my God. Dip a cracker in it just to see.
Yeah, just get a good consistency and
throw it on some toast.
Yeah, I'm assuming that Cheryl put it under there to get rid of Andy somehow, but I don't know for sure.
Yeah, it doesn't seem likely that Kristen would do it.
Because Andy found it trying to do the feng shui in the bedroom. Which I mean, when I think about it, I'm like, oh yeah, that does make sense. If your bed is facing like that in the doorway, it's like a coffin. Like, oh, I had to check to see how my bed's facing. Like, You gotta have good feng shui.
Maybe it was warding. Maybe it was warding off George. Like this is my territory.
It could have been. I don't know. Well, I don't know. They all seem to be hand in hand down there in the what is it? The
Yeah.
nativity scene or whatever.
Nativity.
Nativity, yeah.
Yeah.
Nativity scene that they're cultivating down in the
Yeah, by the end
extra
of
room.
season 3, it's a kumbaya of demons.
Yeah, that was weird.
But here we get her daughter and her extra sense of smell. And smelled her mom. Was like, Mom, you smell like a dead body, basically. Like, remember that cat that we buried out back? It was dead.
You smell like Fluffy.
Yep. And the mom's just like, the fuck?
How do you got a nose for that?
Well, she's our special child.
Yeah.
Oh, God, that was, kids. Because, of course, you just say, kids say the darndest thing. That was pretty extra. I never have a kid smell
right.
like a dead body. You smell
pretty
like
specific.
blood or something like that, like, what do you mean that's not like blood or a dead body? It's not normal. Okay, let's see. What was Miss Andrea talking to David about?
This was right after he saw the demon at that chased him.
Okay.
So he's like freaking out at this point, and he's looking at her, and they're talking, and he's like, he's like, can they actually hurt us? Like, can they kill us? Can they do us harm in like the physical sense? And that's when she shows him her arm and was like, last week, this was from one of their tales, and she's got the big scar on her arm. And he like freaks out. He grabs the fucking bottle of whatever liquor that is and is like, yo, I got to think about this. He's like, oh no, I want to just be normal. And she's like, you're not normal. You're special. You were chosen. Like you were given a gift. Like you have to. And he was really questioning himself after that run-in with the demon.
Mm-hmm. Just trying to figure out what Sophia said, but it was her connection to her house though, so it makes no sense. Are you still referring to the head under the bed, or are we talking about something else in chat that I missed?
I'm not too sure.
Because the head was connected to Cheryl. That's her. It was supposed to be her whatever symbol or whatever. I don't think she was expecting it. If it was hers and she put it on the bed, I don't think she was expecting Andy to find it in order to just try to destroy it. Which could be where all the demons started to congregate there. Because it was right after the head got placed in the toilet and they destroyed it that they started getting the weird shit in the plumbing going on with the blood and the eyeball and the house next door hearing stuff, and the little girl with the heart condition that's Kristen's daughter was hearing stuff through the vents. And then it was after that they did cleansing, and then all of a sudden all the demons are over at Kristen's, but I think they were already over at Kristen's. So I don't know if they were starting to congregate there prior or not. But yeah, the head, I'm assuming, like I said, that was Cheryl's. So I don't know yet if it was a connection to her house. I'm assuming that it was like a way to, because she took it and also put it in that ritual with the Eddie dolls. So I don't know if she I don't want to say transformed it, but sort of like if it is her connection and she put it on there, like I said, and Andy wasn't supposed to find it, then I'm assuming that was like, because Andy was kicking her out of the house when he does this. So it could have been her way to keep tabs on what was going on, and even more so in the bedroom, not in the bedroom like in a sexual sense, but to keep tabs on Andy maybe. And that was sort of a way so they wouldn't find it because it's under the bed. Like I said, I don't think she expected them to destroy it. or find it, but if she did, that could have been a way that she was using to release something there. We really don't know too much more about the head. So I'm assuming that it's the same glass jar. It looks like the same one later. I'm going to have to pay attention to that when we get to that in season 3. But I thought it was the same one. So yeah, I'm not 100% sure, Sophia. It's another one of the things they hadn't fully explained to us. But that's kind of my theories, if that made any sense. I don't know. I kind of went way out there. I think some of them were. It was just weird because it was like they didn't really start hearing all this weird demonic activity in the house until that head got flushed, so to speak. But
Well, that's if you're discounting everything that Kristen does anyway.
yeah.
True.
So I'm not sure, honestly. It's weird because there's a lot of stuff that happens in season 3 that's, I don't know, there's a lot of weird. Season 3 is weird.
Yeah, it's fun.
It's good, but it is weird. It's a lot of little stuff that I can't even fully explain yet. That hopefully, like I said, they'll try to give us some more explanations. Because I imagine if that was the symbol of her house or whatever, which I don't know if that's where she gets her power from so much as just like a symbol. But I don't know, because it's the only time we see a symbol from a house that's not the sigil. And I don't know if that's the representation of the sigil as opposed to it being like on the skin like it was for the cannibal dude. So yeah, I'm not sure. They're very good questions, and I hope we get some answers for. They're supposed to wrap it all up with a nice bow.
Yeah, that's true. They did say that. Sophia, are you talking about the add-on at the end of season 3? Was it all one language, or was it mixed alphabet like was on the Codex prior?
In which room?
Remember when they had Sister Andrea had to be brought in to read it? Yeah. Yeah, that sounds like Leland because it mentions Andrea quite specifically at the end.
Yeah. Yeah, it was mixed similar to how the Leland's
the Codex one,
that he was doing. And yeah, and she even was telling David about how the more closer you get to God, the more you're going to see these things. And even she's showing how she's been basically has a mark from a tail of a demon from like the day before that day or whatever. It's real. These things are real. And the closer you get to the power, the more you see. And that's true of both.
I think it's scarier just to if it's Leland who wrote it. Because that means Leland, after Kristen cut him and warned him to stay away, like he still went back. Was like, fuck it.
Yeah.
I didn't think that was going to stop him. He was into it, remember? He kind of turned him on a little
It was
bit.
like, you're turning me on.
Oh, yeah.
He enjoyed that a little too much.
Yeah, it's getting hot. I mean, we probably shouldn't talk about it till after season 3 analysis, but yeah.
Well, I think everybody here at this point has seen it. Even our friends in the chat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's more real than the rest of. She's a little bit closer to God, but she's also similar to David in the sense that they are, I don't want to say like chosen, but special. She saw stuff, I think, early on too. I can't remember. She talks about when she first started seeing these things. But yeah, as she said, as she got closer to her, taking her vows or whatever, the more real it became physically, as opposed to just the dreams and the visions and stuff. So the closer he gets to, becoming a priest, which I believe this scene was prior, it's still there. He's not quite a full priest yet. So yeah, the closer he gets to that, and with the fact that he does have this connection to God or to this world of seeing things on that level, the more real it's going to get for him. And Sister Andrea battles these demons on a regular basis. But Kristen goes to Kurt and is like, "It smell my hair." My kid thinks I smell like a dead body. What do you think I smell like?
That was
And
the best
Kurt,
one.
I don't know, it was so good. Because Kurt's just basically like, yeah, this is probably just your body's reaction to you not dealing with you murdering someone. So you're even developing basically a smell to your body as a reaction to the trauma that you caused yourself.
Pretty
And
much.
she's still just trying to get clarification because every time something weird happens, even though I don't know why she trusts Kurt so much, but she goes straight to Kurt, and he does not seem like the one I would be going to. He just, I don't know. Especially after, dude got, like, it's always been something with him.
Yeah, but
get your stuff broken into.
But he was in Ghostbusters. Maybe they're influenced by like the nostalgia of his
He
horror.
was in Supernatural, too. He was an angel.
Oh yeah?
Yes, he was. He was Uriel, I believe. No,
Mm-hmm. Something like that.
something
I know he
like
was
that.
an angel. Yep. He was. He is connected to the supernatural realm, that is for sure.
I think Sophia would know. What angel did he play in Supernatural?
His real name is Kurt Fuller.
Yeah, he was in Supernatural. Yeah, it was a little creepy to get Kurt to smell the hair. I agree.
Zechariah, it says.
There you go.
Zechariah. But yep, he was not a good angel. He was a mean angel in Supernatural. And here he just kind of, to me, plays kind of a buffoon, sort of, for a therapist. He's not very smart. Or at least the way he's been played in this season, he kind of comes off not as intelligent as he should be. I'm trying to get him all possessed, and the whole book thing was like he's having a midlife crisis. He's your therapist. If my therapist was having some sort of crisis, I don't know if I want him to be my therapist.
Yeah. that was cute, the reaction that he had to what was it, Laura was like reviewing his book.
Yeah.
He had her on the phone. That was cute.
It was weird.
It was like he was really
so excited.
Yeah.
That a child read his book. He's like, yes, you like it.
He was really nervous about how it would be read. It was nice though. He got some positive reinforcement.
Mm-hmm. Look, with little Andrea, she gets visited by David's demon, our cannibal demon. She tells him to leave David alone. Well, he says something to her about how, and I can't remember what he says because it's in a different language. But she translates it, I think, later.
Yes.
And he is all up on her, and he's like licking her.
Oh yeah, pure violation.
It's nasty.
But she's also getting that like paralysis. She can't move.
Mm-hmm.
She's like kind of stuck and until she almost wields herself to be able to move when she grabs the crucifix.
Because she's dreaming. So this is very much so a dream, but yet the demon is there. And she stabs him with a cross on on the side of her bed.
That's because she's a badass.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, their relationship is very much so not what I would consider your typical therapist-patient relationship. Yeah, between them doing work together and just the stuff with the mom. I mean, just before even this season stuff, I would have thought that they were. She should have already been referred to someone else.
Agreed. Think we're past
Mm-hmm.
It being a conflict of interest.
Yeah, they're too much of friends to be therapist and patient. But yeah, that is now we get after she had her dream, they're talking again about stuff and she's telling I forget they mentioned this in Cannibal, and that's when she's like, "Oh yes, that's the word I was looking for." And that's where she reads off in her little book that she wrote what it means. And I cannot remember for the life of me exactly what she said verbatim, but I know it had to do with having to take part of the flesh in order to take in that demon or be the next predecessor or whatever.
Successor.
Here we got our demon map, which I know we've looked at before, but yeah, this sigil is definitely the dude that's at Daffodil, I believe, the head guy manager.
Well, it was on the pen of the guy that was being terrorized on the boat.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the only time the symbol. I haven't seen it at the Daffodil headquarters. I don't think. I think it was just on the pen.
I can't remember. I want to say I did, but I can't remember for sure right now. I have to get back with that one. I definitely have to pay attention. But this one is the one that you were saying for
Lexus.
her daughter, Lexus.
That's right.
This is the one they were grooming her for. And then we got Leland, I believe, was over here somewhere. I can't see it.
Yeah, they're all on the outskirts. If you go up and to the left, I think is where like Leland and all those guys are.
Oh, yeah, it's right here. That's Leland.
Yep. There's David's dad. Yep. Yeah, you'll see the one that's the head, the one that Cheryl's. It doesn't match, but
I think it's that one. Yeah, it's hard to see them on this one as I get closer up because they get a little faded.
Yeah, they're like pink, not red.
But that is our map, and they are looking at it, and they are going to figure it all out. A little bit better. Here we are. Yeah. All right. So, which is weird because where is the head one? I don't see the head one.
The head one would be on the next tier in between David and Leland, based on its positioning we saw earlier, but it's not.
But it's not in this one. That's right. We did talk about that.
So go over to the right a little bit, but still on the towards the top of the map. Yeah, somewhere around there. That's where the cannibal one's at. If you zoom in, right there. Yep.
This one?
Yeah, it's got a little wing on it. You see, like a bat wing.
Oh, that's the cannibal one. Okay, I was looking for Cheryl's.
There's also the one of the guy who I forget what they call him, the Wizard of Paws. He's right around there too. Cheryl's.
Yeah.
Cheryl's is the same. What are you talking about? The same as that would be where David.
That should have been like right up in here.
Yeah. Yep.
I don't see it, so I'm trying to figure out where hers went.
It's just a different picture. They just changed it. It doesn't exist anywhere on that map. I've scanned it a lot.
I know, but I could have sworn it was like I thought it was moved somewhere else. I can't remember. I was like, damn it, wait, it's on here somewhere. I know, I remember seeing it.
No, that was like a non-existent one they just brought in. Bad continuity, but yeah, it happens. But like, I mean, even LeConte, like I said, he points at the one that he later ends up pointing at again to say that Lexus is being groomed for. He also pointed at that one as being one of the ones that they exterminated.
Which picture depicts the liquid transfusion stuff on this map, or
the pictures in the back depict the liquid transfusion stuff.
Is it up here on the top or on the bottom? Maybe is that what you're talking about, Miss Sophia? Or was it something totally different? Let us know because I would like to know. Okay, behind the sigils where you were showing behind the sigils.
Behind the sigils.
The next one that looked a little better.
Well, they're just demons and stuff. And it's sort of like they're holding up certain sigils, or they're falling into the center from the outskirts. Like I don't know. It just depicts it as like how gravity's reacting different. It's like how they're positioned. Sometimes they're falling, sometimes they're holding stuff up. Or
Yeah, because this whole thing, this outside here, teeth. You have two eyes. There's an eye up here, an eye here. This is like a mouth. And then I'm assuming you have the souls inside along with the demons. I always look at this as like it's like a big old demonic hole. I don't know. But it is though, because it's like got the teeth all the way around it. It's like a big old mouth. Like a big old demon mouth. And then I don't know. I don't see the liquid transfusion stuff depicted in the background. I'll have to really look. Yeah, these are all these little red lines. I don't know why they connect particularly in the ways that they do. There's some Latin or something on here that we can't really read. It's not even Latin because, trust me, BK has tried.
Yeah, the Latin's on the other codex for the one that they like distributed through the social media team. But yeah, on this codex, it seems to be more of those mixed dead languages that Sister Andrea was sorting out for them.
Mm-hmm.
Or even like maybe just like some Yiddish or something, because it seems like some of those words are like in the middle. Like see like a, what is that, like Tepa?
Mm-hmm.
There's
And
like
that definitely looks like it's from I don't want to be wrong, but like not Middle Eastern, but sort of Arabian or something. I don't know. I'm not good at other, like, especially older languages like these and stuff. These definitely look, I want to say Arabic, but I'm not. I'm probably so far off from that.
Yeah, but those are the ones that you'll be like easiest to translate. Like those are the largest. If you'd ever, if you have a starting place to do with this.
It's not Arabic. Okay. I don't know. I just know that they're old languages, and I know that supposedly there's supposed to be multiple languages according to Andrea, the nun. Now, I don't know if it's on this particular one, but I know on one of the sigil maps that they're looking at, I'm assuming it's this one, it's the one that was in this episode, that these words are in different languages, and not just different languages. I think each letter could possibly be from a different language.
It was on Leland's map, because that's where they were sorting out Matilda Mowbray.
Mm-hmm.
Mowbray.
So yeah, there's a lot of different maps, and it's very confusing, and we don't know yet. We have tried. Trust me, the hours spent looking at this thing. So yeah, I don't know what languages. I'm almost sure if it's Latin, then it doesn't translate into Latin.
Yeah, it's not. I wasn't able to identify. I don't think I put in any work on this since we first started doing it. I think before even the first streams.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I definitely haven't looked at it again. But just naked eye, I can't tell what language it is.
Yeah, so each letter, so they could possibly each be different. That's why maybe I did pick up on like a particular script, but the whole thing is not that, because it is very hard. And of course, I don't know a lot of the older languages as far as I could like look at it and be able to tell, okay, this is this or this is that.
Yeah, the kids' names from the clinic. That was on Leland's copy. I don't think the names. It's not like preordained. Like it wouldn't be like in these archived biblical versions. They wouldn't have that. That's like time specific, period specific information that Leland was trying to encode, but still have on his map.
Yeah, she did translate the one, and yeah, that was off of Leland's map, which was and I thought that's what this one was they were looking at, but it could have been the other one they were looking at. I guess there's two. There's Leland's copy, which is from.
Yeah, they should definitely take Leland's map and then like try to sort out the rest that's written on it, because if that it gave up who like how they're connected and the children, the exact names of the children. Like they could sort this out with Leland's map, or at least get closer to curving it.
Mm-hmm. And I'm assuming that's all they've got to touch on all that in season 4. I mean, at least from what they've told us as far as wrapping it up, you would think these are some of the questions that they would answer.
You would hope.
But we get Google image, good body anatomy. Google image, Zohar, God body anatomy. All right, I will look into it. See what that is about. I'll have to get back to you on the next one, man. But yeah, I'll definitely write that one down. Zohar. I've heard that before. What was that from? If it was from Ghostbusters. Who was Zohar? I've heard that somewhere in something. Or something similar to it. That's why I'm sitting here trying to think, like, where have I heard that from? It's on the subject. I don't want to I'll Google it. Hang on, let's see. All right, you'll keep talking about the pastor. I mean, David's ordination. I'm gonna look this up.
Yeah. So we're just gonna see David go through his ordination, if that's even the right word for it. And then what's interesting is that after this, Leland gets up and proceeds to give Lexus a note that says Daffodil. And Kristen absolutely loses her shit. Like, when I tell you loses her shit. And she confronts Lexus and is like, tell me everything that's been happening, what's been going on. And Lexus kind of basically tells her that, like, Leland's been coming to school and been talking to me, and I didn't want to tell you because I didn't want you to get mad. And Kristen is basically now reverting back to the place she was in when she killed LaRoe. Like, she's actually debating whether she is going to actually kill Leland in this moment, or at least that's how I took it after this.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know, like, what I don't know, like, what Daffodil, like, he's trying. Like, I don't know if it was more of him trying to provoke Kristen in a way, or this still has to do with, like, Lexus's grooming. I wasn't too sure, but Kristen wasn't a happy mama bear.
Mm-mm. Oh no, he was definitely grooming her because he was going to the school. And he gave her that note so that she would follow the breadcrumbs to, I believe, the game that she ends up finding. The happy whatever or whatever.
Oh yeah, where she's the little lizard and he's Leland's the pig.
All right, buddy. I have slightly looked it up, and it looks like I'll have to do some reading. So I guess this is talking about the earthly body's limits to the spiritual possibilities in this life. It shows like an image of, let's see if I can. It's been giving me a hard time sharing stuff that I don't already have. Let me see if it'll let me share my screen proper. Hang on. Let's finish this and then I'll look at that.
Yeah, the episode's almost done.
But yeah, so like you said, the Kristen was very much so worried about her. And that book. They just got the book in the house. The Book of Terrible Things.
I love it.
And she's going to go hang out and read that while the girls... They switch beds, of course. I'm like, whatever. They're like, leave my bed alone. Don't mess my bed up. I'm like, you're on my bed. Why would... Y'all are so mean to each other. And so she gets to go through and look at the book, and she finds at the end of the book the word daffodil, I believe. Yes, there it is. And I love too how this book that they have in this house that's randomly come in has all these particular symbols on it as well.
Yeah.
We got David, we got Kristen. I don't know. I want to say one of these could even represent fucking.
Well, the ice pick definitely represents Kristen.
Yeah, that's what I said. We got Kristen right here, and then I'm just assuming this would be like David, or even this would be David. But yeah, so it's very interesting. She gets her little daffodil. And yet Kristen's, she's going to kill him. And yeah, we get that. So that's definitely Kristen. When you see this, I'm assuming this is a Kristen symbol. Because it's also in the one of the versions of the codex that the show put out.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, it is her weapon of choice.
Yeah.
David, he is now fully ordained, and she is going to confess her sins to her new priest, and he can't believe it, I don't think, at first. Like, are you going to do this again? Like, Kristen, what did you do? And she bawls her face out, telling all that she has done to LaRue.
Oh,
But-
yeah, she breaks down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's confessed twice now.
And they kiss. After all that, they get Kristen and David. Shame.
Right?
Both
Like,
of
you have
guys.
not been a priest for more than like 5 fucking minutes. And you
Yep.
really couldn't help yourself? Like, you
No.
seriously could? You just got your collar, dude. You just got your collar. Like, it's not even like fresh out the fucking wash.
Mm-mm.
Yep. He's the fastest turnaround in church history.
Yeah, both of them. Shame. Shame on both of you. Shame on you, Kristen. You're married. Shame. Shame on you, David. Kissing a married woman and you're no.
Yeah, I don't.
Yes.
The confessions make no sense. Like, she's had so much time in the clear. Like, why are you telling people now? Like, it puts you at risk. If you care about your babies, it puts your family at risk. Because
Well, I think it's because of what Kurt told her when she went to him, and she's like, "My kid smells this dead smell on me," and he's all like, "Well, it's because you still haven't dealt with your LaRue situation."
yeah, it's the stench of guilt.
And so she thinks that she still needs to confess it or something.
That's so crazy.
Yes. But
Yeah, like
really, like,
the stench is manifesting itself because of her guilt. Yeah, that's pretty much what he hinted at. But
and I
is it on
believe
that
that's
one.
that's it.
No,
Yeah, I'm
let's see.
gonna lean on the side of common sense that says, risking my freedom and risking, like in the now, like something that's more tangible than this little belief system of the smell is rooted in this guilt, and I
But
have
that's
to.
it. Season
cough it up.
2 is done.
Mhm. Hang on one second. I'm gonna get this image.
Yeah, sweet. On to 3.
Oh yeah, we are gonna get ready for season 3, and I'm gonna try to do a stream Thursday. If not, then we'll get back on schedule next week on Thursday. I'm trying to see what else we have going on this week. But yeah, I'm gonna try to do another one Thursday night so we can get into season 3. Can't wait. My favorite season.
Yes, I'm so looking forward to season 3.
All right, let me share this, and I believe this is what we were asked about Mr. Buddha Cafe. Let's see here. I gotta remember to share. Sorry, trying to click too many things. All right, and here we are. Is this what you were talking about? And this was talking about the God body, and we get or it said something like, oh, I gotta bring it back up now. Sorry. But it was saying something about dimensions, the 10 dimensions, and how they relate, I guess, to these 10 different points on the body. Yeah, there's 10 dimensions and the organs. There's 10 major organs, and then I guess how they relate to 10 major dimensions. And then there's more to it than that. But this was just like one of the images I looked up. But there was a lot of stuff when I looked up about the God body. So I will definitely have to do more research into it to really be able to talk about it. I don't know in what reference this is to the show, but it is interesting nonetheless. I mean, I know it talks about the physical body kind of holding back the spiritual body, it was saying that, but yeah, let me know what in reference this was to this show. If you did, let me know again, because I might have missed it. But yeah, I'll definitely be looking into it some more to see. Yeah, I'm assuming it's just my quick lookup of what you were asking is a little more complex, I can tell, than just trying to explain this little image. So yeah, this is something I'm gonna have to look into more and really read about to see where you're coming from with it. But yeah, let us know in the Discord, man. I know you hang out in there. Come hit me and Dana up one time when we're hanging out over there, and yeah, kind of explain to us what you're talking about, and then we'll talk about it this Thursday or next Thursday on the next stream. That way we can really kind of get out there what you're trying to say with it, because I know I've been down some rabbit holes, so I understand it's very hard when you get into some of this lore or just even some of these kinds of things to explain. They can get really in depth and just, I mean, I did some dimensional things that I couldn't even explain when we were doing From. So yeah, totally understand. But yeah, it's definitely interesting. I mean, the fact that it's showing the body with dimensions, I like, and I don't. So yeah, I'm gonna definitely have to look into it. I think it also had to do with let's see, matter fields, force fields. It definitely was something that was I'm gonna have to read into for sure. Was Daffodil Kristen's father? I believe Daffodil was the company. Wasn't that the name of the company? Or no, the company was something, but wasn't it DF? Or Daffodil?
Yep.
Yeah.
I believe, yeah. But we don't get much mention of Kristen's dad.
No,
They're very vague.
I don't have any information on Kristen's dad.
They're definitely very vague on Kristen's dad.
I think her, inclination to evil comes from Cheryl. Because I'm assuming that the daddy left for a reason.
Yeah, Cheryl's nuts.
Sorry.
Pretty much.
I'm sorry, my
Daffodil
dog
a
is
lesson in the main house in the middle. What do you mean, a lesson? Like, are you talking about on the codex or just in the? Because I know Daffodil is the company, and they were dropping hints to get the daughter there at some point to meet the manager. It's a person in the main house.
It's definitely the
If
big
you're
bad.
talking about the manager of the company, yeah, I believe he's the owner of the sigil for Daffodil. But I don't think he is Kristen's dad, because I would think that Cheryl would know that.
Yep.
Even if she couldn't recognize him, I would think that he would have known that too. Like when she walked in there, like, "Hey, Cheryl, I remember." No, in the middle of the Codex, yeah, that's in the middle of the Codex is the big bad manager of Daffodil. That is Daffodil.
And there's also that that strange entity that's tied to it that has been stalking the investors and like messes with electricity or whatever. That Ben was so confident in courting, and then he's like, "All right, this is
Not the manager, dude. So you're just talking about the sigil itself in the middle of the Codex.
Yeah, the sigil in the middle of the Codex. That's
Daffodil.
that's representative of the company Daffodil, where they all work. That was on the pen that the guy who was being haunted on the boat who ended up
by the stock demon, the demon that passed around the stock, and then
Yep.
Kristen in the end went and gave it to the dude she punched out in the store.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep.
Like, hey, I got a stock tip for you. It's me saying I'm sorry for knocking you the fuck out.
So is that which person are you referencing, Sophia? Because that's the only other person I know was the manager.
Yeah, there might be someone. Yeah, it might be someone.
Yeah, I'm assuming
like a
it's the
CEO somewhere.
manager right now was the head, but I don't know. That's the only person they showed us at Daffodil. That's like the boss.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm assuming that's him because we also see him at Kristen's house later when we see all the demons gather, all the house demons. I'm assuming they're all house demons. All the main demons that we see, I don't know if they're house demons, but all the main demons that we've ever seen sort of congregate there, and he's one of them. So I thought he was the Daffodil one, but I mean, I don't know yet. That's just my guess.
Yeah, that's all the information they've shown us. That's all we got so far.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a person behind each sigil. I believe that manager guy is the one behind the Daffodil sigil. But if he's not, I don't know that they haven't revealed anyone else other than him. So that's the only person I think it is, but I don't know for sure.
Yeah, and we don't see him as a person, but everybody else sees him as a person.
Mm-hmm.
So just because we're seeing him as that disgusting demon that likes his honey bun things, we don't see what he looks like as a real person.
Because other people in the office, when Cheryl asks, he's like, "No, he's got 2 eyes." You know, she's like, "How?" Because she keeps asking, "How many eyes does he have?" And they're like, "He's got 2 eyes. He kind of looks like this actor or whatever." Because they don't see him the way Cheryl does. Only people who have the sight, so to speak, can see their true form or see their demonic form or whatever.
Yes.
The honey bread, little honey biscuits.
The honey biscuits, thank you. I knew it was something with honey that he like that like scarfs them. But yeah, that's what I took it as.
Yeah, I don't know if he's the same hierarchy as the therapist. I like said, but similar, and yes, that they are people, but they can see them in whatever, I guess, their possessed form or whatever, their demonic form. But I still think like I said, I don't know for a fact, but I think the manager is the head of that demonic house.
That's also how I took it.
Yeah,
but now, if he's the biggest baddie, we don't know.
Yeah, I don't know yet. I mean, I'm hoping they'll go. I mean, if there's always could be someone above the manager. I mean, they haven't shown us anyone yet. They kind of make it out like he's the scary guy there. Like you don't want to piss him off. You don't want to, do anything to make him mad. We'll stay on his good side. But I mean, I don't know for a fact. It's my best guess.
Yes.
But yeah, that was season 2, and it's pretty good. I mean, like I said, 3's my favorite. 2 was good. 1 was okay. So I'm hoping 4 is just going to knock it out of the park.
And that was their first. That was their first on Paramount Plus.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes, hence why they were able to drop F-bombs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Paramount Plus did a little bit better with them. So hopefully they will give us more of what we like and less of what we don't.
Excuse me.
This we shall see, Miss Kiwi. Hopefully they will give you more demons and less smoochy with Kristen and David, although something tells me they're not. We might get more of that. Unfortunately, I was hoping they won't.
Yeah, they're really milking that whole tension between the priest and the married lady.
Yes, let's go season 4. Yes, he is an angel. It's like the Archangel Michael or Gabriel. Yeah, see, there's angels of all kinds. It's fine. But yeah, but it was good.
I'm the angel of lasagna.
Yeah, there's no sexism in these angel parts. We do not discriminate. Yeah, I mean, I hope so too. They kind of did a little bit, but not too much. So hopefully they don't try to go too far with it. I think they kind of get a little bit in there, but hopefully Paramount Plus will do us right. Let's see, from question. Oh, it's from question. Do you
Boy's
think?
wife.
Do you guys think that Boyd's wife will be Victor's sister? Wait, hang on. Am I reading this?
It's probably Boyd, not Boys.
Yeah, Boyd's wife will be Victor's sister. Now, that part I wasn't. I was more thinking about the fact that Boyd's wife will be Victor's sister. That was throwing me off. I was making sure I was reading that right. Then she and Tabby get to Fromville, and she'll be reunited with Boyd, and maybe.
If the concept
wow.
is right, that when you die, you get to leave from.
Mm-hmm.
That would be a
Do you
really
mean we'll
deep
be
callback
with
to
Victor's
season 1.
sisters or be Victor's sister? Are you saying that Boyd's wife will be Victor's sister or be with Victor's sister? That's where I was.
Like I think it's saying that there will be a reveal that it'll have been Victor's sister.
Boyd's wife
Yes.
will be.
Remember,
Victor's
she goes in a daze. In season 1, she's just staring off,
That's
touching her
true.
necklace. Like, I've had this dream when I was a kid.
It could be. Now that you bring it up, see, I have to get my From cap on. I'm in my evil mode.
That'd be cool.
That's actually pretty good. Yeah.
The hair color I don't know about, but yeah.
No, it's possible, but then
Yeah.
Then
exactly.
Tabby won't get to see her though, will she? Unless she's dead and she got to go back out again.
That's what I was saying. Unless that theory is true, that you wake, like you have to die to leave, or that's how you wake up, so to speak. If we're going down that road,
Where was Victor all that time when the Stevens family first showed up? I never saw Victor in any of those flashbacks.
no, he was never around.
Yeah, but he
we
was definitely
saw.
there.
I mean, he was there.
Oh, he was definitely there.
We didn't see a flashback per se, but yeah, I don't know. That's a good one. I don't got an answer to it. So that one can keep me thinking though.
Yeah, From will be fun to get back into.
If someone already came up with a reason why it could be. I mean, I don't know, because they're very not showing everything. So.
Well, they also, we didn't have that flashback because we didn't know that he had a sister at the time, did we?
No, we didn't get that reveal till season 2.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's been so long, and there's so many theories out there.
I know. I gotta like turn one switch off to turn the From one on.
Because I mean, there was a lot that we went down with From, and I know when we get back into it, I'm sure we will start really ramping up those theories again and really starting to look at this stuff and see it. I mean, I'm assuming they're going to have to give us something with Tabitha pretty early on, so hopefully we'll get some kind of reveal with Tabitha and Eloise, if it is well, I don't know how old was Victor compared to Boyd? Because his sister wasn't that much younger, was she?
Oh, they're like the same age.
And how
I
old is
kind of thought they were almost like twins.
Yeah,
so that would make Boyd's wife like really old, right?
Hey, easy.
Well, if they were old enough to have their son wasn't had to be somewhere in his mid 20s.
Because that would put I'm just saying, if Boyd's wife is Victor's sister,
So she'd have to be in her 40s.
Boyd and Victor are like a comparable age.
are they like similar age? I can't remember what age we were given for Victor. He seemed like he was.
So
I
they're
would say
at least
10 years older.
they're at
than
least
Boyd.
40s because they're like career military, which is like 20 years or something.
Retired military at that point.
Yeah, so 40s, 50s. I don't know. It's comparable though. They could definitely sort that out if they were going that route.
Mhm.
It's just more, are they going that route? Is there any evidence? Is there enough evidence, or is it?
I mean, honestly, I don't know. That's why I was asking the age. I figured the age would either help to prove or disprove it.
Oh, eye color didn't match. Okay.
Are they? Because I mean, I don't remember. I just know that they make Victor seem like he's really old in the show, but I can't remember what age he was compared to Boyd.
You think they make Victor seem really old?
He just seems older.
It's because it's like dementia. He looks like he's like suffering through dementia
Mhm.
based on like
He just looks older, like physically, but that's just
Okay.
me. I mean, I could just be like seeing something that's not there.
So you're really taking the piss out of the actor Scott McCord.
Well, no, he doesn't look old, but the way I don't know, they just seem like he looks old in the show. Like I don't know.
Yes,
at least
the
in his
stress
50s or
from
60s.
what he's going through. But I would say, if anything, if the time they showed when he was a kid was the 70s, I'm thinking it's probably the early 70s.
Yeah.
So that would make him possibly maybe pushing late 40, early 50s,
yeah.
or maybe even later than that. But he's definitely in that bracket.
That's what I thought he was like 50s, or he was in his 50s or 60s, but I couldn't remember.
But again, then we're told time might be working differently and from.
Yeah, I don't know.
You want to do like a from after show in the Discord because
I'm gonna go to bed after we finish tonight. I gotta get up in the morning. But
right.
You guys are free to do all the fun in the Discord that you wish. Cause I do got to get sleep because we got streams this week and I've got to catch up on some things. But
yeah, and also Shogun's episode's probably out by now. So
yep, you gotta watch Shogun. See, VK, you trying to keep me from a Shogun?
yeah, no, let's hit it.
So yeah, I guess what we're doing Shogun. I'm gonna have to do that in the morning when I get up. It'll be the first thing I watch when I get up.
I'll watch it in the Discord with you, BK. You're just gonna have to share it because is it even up on the thing yet? Because you said I can't share my Hulu, right?
Right. I don't think you can share your Hulu. Yeah, we might just have to wait it out or pirate and then host that. But yeah. So it's a weird platform to be discussing.
Yeah, appreciate you guys. But yeah, it was. We'll see. We'll get. I'm sure. Jaron will start getting back into From the closer we get into it, and we'll start really diving back into all the theories and stuff. But it was a good evil talk tonight. We wrapped up season 2, on to season 3, my favorite. And I don't know, I can't wait because this is where things really start to heat up. And we get some good demon visuals and all kinds of fun.
Yeah. Much better.
They were talking about watching From after, or doing some From discussion after in Discord, but now I think they're moving on to Shogun.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna have to do Shogun.
I think they're talking about watching Shogun now. I think they were just talking about doing talk after.
Sophiel, if you want to go in the Discord with me and BK and talk some From while we wait for Shogun, me and BK will always talk From with you.
Yeah, and I normally would. I just got some sleep I've got to catch up on.
Scarlett's got to go adult.
If you guys are in the Discord, go to the Rolls channel and be sure to click on the emojis so you have full access to those evil channels or Shogun channels.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like a lot of you might not have those roles selected and might have those just in the dark, like you don't have them. You don't have them exposed, but they're up. They exist on the Discord. Just click the emojis. The channels will appear, and yeah, you'll be able to join in the discussions.
See, we all got to go to sleep. It's not that we want to. It's
Bedtime.
just unfortunate. It's unfortunate that we have to. But yeah, we are going to wrap it up, you guys. And thank you for hanging with us as always. And thank you, Dana and BK, for coming and hanging with me tonight on panel. Always a
Absolutely. You know you're my partner in crime.
Yes, Q.
And if we were closer, we would destroy the world. So it's better off that we're not close to each other because we would just get in all kinds of trouble.
Probably.
But then who doesn't love Pinky in the Brain?
I know, right?
Seriously, the world's not ready for us.
But yeah, we're going to close it out. And we are going to see you all. Like I said, I'm going to post it and I'll let you all know. I'm going to try to do another one this Thursday night. And if I can't, then we will definitely be back next Thursday. Same time, same place. We are moving evil over here. So we are completely free now. No, I'm just kidding. No, we are on our own. No. But thank you guys again for hanging. And we will see you all on the next one. Bye.